maintain my circle to the fullest. You know I can't miss, I got a beam on the stick. You gon' die from cancer on that UV and that bitch. And that boy got melanoma. How the fuck you question me without your damn diploma? Don't act like, ooh, shit. Please don't act like you fresh out of coma. My young dog in the back, he smelling all the aromas. We got that green in that bitch, you wanna talk about it. These niggas know I got a stick on me, it's not a boner. Hold up, you can't copy me, you know I'm not a clowner.
What up, though, y'all? Gotta do this one from the room. And I'm gonna give it a couple minutes before I let it go.
I know way too much be having mood swings. I said I know way too much be having mood swings.
What's up, Truth Observer?
Hold up, baby, coming in and he's stepping.
Yep, I'm still here for you. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah, let's get to this topic again, y'all. Let's get to this topic again. I ain't got much time. Supposed to be going to see my brother today. And y'all, I'm doing some retrospecting and just trying to put together a show. Well, I wasn't trying. I was just making sure I got everything I needed, to put on a show tonight. And I ran across something pretty powerful, y'all. Something that was done back in 2014. Okay. And when I seen this, I said, let me hurry up and get this down before they take it away. So dig this here, people. Thank everybody for showing up, for checking this out. And the name was to scare the people that ain't got no good intentions no way away and keep them away. Hit my cash out. Because what I'm about to get ready and present to you, that turmoil you got going on in your head, when you hear me talk about stuff not being right, with this being forced and stuff like that, see, this is about to put all your worries to sleep. About to put all your worries to sleep. If you thought I was just saying something just to be a contrarian, I'm about to wake you up right quick. We about to listen to a dude from 2014 lay down a master plan. And if you know me, you got some type of idea of what I'm talking about. But if you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about, see, we're going to play this through, it's 7 minutes long, this little rant. But check out what this guy says, y'all, in 2014.
It will not have fiction. It will not happen.
Establishment has a lot of, they will stop at nothing to complete their toolkit of control. So one of the things that has been missing from the toolkit of total control has been quarantines and curfews, right? So now, welcome to the new world in America, where to get on a bus, to go to a subway station, if you think that the procedures at the TSA are onerous, right? This is coming to a bus depot near you. It's a more invasive way, and the ruling class needs this because when you say, if the ruling class ever saw wide-scale civil unrest, you see an Ebola outbreak in America right away.
Okay, so this is, what you see is that Ebola is
another tool in the toolbox of the ruling repression
to keep down.
Absolutely, positively, 100%. This is a tool.
Right.
Ebola doesn't just magically start spreading. And then we have these doctors that come back here, the white people, of course, live The two whites who got it survive. All the black people that get it die. Right? It's very possible that one of these NGOs over there is going around with a veil of Ebola or spreading it from a small plane onto villages. The point is to get hundreds of thousands of people infected with it and create the next phase of control. Now, one of the things I'd like to show to back up my claims here. Here's a document from the Rockefeller Foundation. Rockefeller Foundation, right there. You can zoom in on that where my finger is. It's called Scenarios for the Future International Development, the Rockefeller Foundation. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at what they're saying here. This is something like a 50, 60-page document. I'd like you to go to page 18, if you can look at this up on the internet, but I'll read it off to you. It's called lockstep, lockstep. And this is a phrase that I used right after 2001 when I saw the entire system of the United States, including the population, were in lockstep. So the Congress went along, and yes, it was a someone run, and the people waved their flag and said, I hate, 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 and everything was in lockstep. Well, in 2010, they published this, Rockefeller Foundation, and here's what they're saying. They're saying that they call it a scenario. These are scenario narratives, and they speak about it in the past tense. So they put out this scenario, lockstep. A world of tighter, top-down government control and more authoritarian leadership with limited innovation and growing citizen pushback. Okay, I'll read a little bit of it. In 2012, the pandemic that the world had been anticipating for years, nobody was anticipating a pandemic, finally hit. Unlike 2009's H1N1, this new influenza strain originating from wild geese, they use some scenario, but this is Ebola they're talking about. Even the most pandemic-prepared nations were quickly overwhelmed when the virus streaked around the world, infecting nearly 20% of the global population and killing 8 million in just 7 months, the majority of them healthy young adults. The pandemic also had a deadly effect on economies. You can see the agenda. Just naked, raw, naked control agenda written down, and it's anybody's guess how this becomes effectuated in real life. So whether this is written specifically as marching orders or whether people take it upon themselves in the intelligence networks to say, okay, well, this has been produced, so this is the plan here. But these narratives have to be written in advance because the intelligence agencies don't know how to do these narratives. They need help. So these think tanks, they come up with these like Rand Corporation, Rockefeller Foundation. These are think tanks of death. They're not think tanks. They're not there to find great ways to help people. Right? Okay. The pandemic also had a deadly effect on economics. International mobility of both people and goods screeched to a halt. Which is what they want. They want a completely isolated world, right? Debilitating industries like tourism and breaking global supply chains. Well, of course they want tourism stopped because they're not in the tourism business. And they want you at home in your house in front of the TV. Then they got you because once you watch the TV, they own your soul. Even locally.
Wait a second, we're on television.
I mean commercial television, let's say. National. No. Even locally, normally bustling shops and offices sat empty for months. Okay, so I love how they talk about it in the past.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to break this down.
The pandemic blanketed the planet, though disproportionate numbers in Africa died. Southeast Asia and Central America, where the virus spread like wildfire.
It sounds like the opening monologue of a disaster movie, right?
Exactly. Now listen, here's the good stuff now. But even in developed countries, containment was a challenge. Now here's this one. I love this one. The United States' initial policy of strongly discouraging, in quotation marks, strongly discouraging citizens from flying proved deadly in its leniency. So they're saying, that
no, keep going. Read it.
Proved deadly in its leniency. So they should have been tougher, right? Accelerating the spread of the virus, not just within the United States, but across borders. However, a few countries did fare better. China in particular. The Chinese government's quick imposition and enforcement of mandatory quarantine for all citizens, as well as its instant and near hermetic sealing off of all borders, saved millions of lives, stopping the spread of virus far earlier than in other countries. So the message is here: we have to look towards the Chinese, the oppressive totalitarian Chinese regime, as an example of what we need to be doing here. And of course, the ruling class here loves the Chinese regime because they have demonstrated to the ruling class the most efficient form of capitalism, which is authoritarian capitalism. So we have capitalism, but unfortunately we have this veil, this veil of democracy.
This is very interesting. This is continue on.
Okay. China's government was not the only one that took extreme measures to protect its citizens from risk and exposure. During the pandemic, national leaders around the world flexed their muscles, flexed their authority, and imposed airtight rules and restrictions. You can see the agenda. Okay. From the mandatory wearing of face masks to body temperature checks at the entries to communal spaces like
happening right now.
trains. Yeah, but soon it's going to be like body.
It'll be at the subway.
Yeah, well,
now you're saying we'll be going through this and stuff to get on buses and the subway,
absolutely,
things like that.
And what this means though is don't think about having a cigarette, a joint on, or basically you can't. This is a dragnet for everything. So if in order for you,
in other words, just like with stop and frisk, this is ultimate stop and frisk.
And this is the ultimate cavity stop and frisk, cavity search kind of thing. All right. So during the pandemic, national leaders were flex their authority. Now there's some good stuff. Listen to this. And even supermarkets, they want body checks at supermarkets. Okay, so basically, what they're saying is they're building a system where every move you make, you got to go through them.
You can't get food. What happens if you go to the farmer's market?
Yeah, it's the good stuff now. I mean, it just keeps getting better. Even after the pandemic faded, this more authoritarian control and oversight of citizens and their activities stuck.
So check this out. This is a guy that was talking this rhetoric in 2014. Were we forced to wear masks in 2014? Yeah, they tried to pull two. They tried to pull two hoaxes out of their pocket with the 9-1-N1. And then they came with the Ebola, but the story behind it wasn't adding up. Excuse me. So they came with a whole new story and a whole new reason. But check out what this dude is saying. He's telling us in 2014 exactly, he's trying to forewarn us in 2014 the exact same thing verbatim we going through right now. So any of you people out there that doubt anything that Curl been saying and has said since this thing kicked off, my wife can testify, me calling her from jail, telling her not to panic, telling her not to pay no attention to what was going on TV. She can testify to this. And how did I know? I knew because of the numbers I seen flashing across that news screen all day, every day while I was in there. And it was their numbers. You remember how in the movie They Live, when Roddy Piper put on the sunglasses, he can see the messages within the message. Well, I've been doing that for quite some time now. At least the better part of 10 years I've been doing it. And the more I clean myself up, the more I get myself together, the more I seek God, the better the perception becomes. So when I seen these numbers pop up on the TV screen, I immediately, when I seen what they was doing, because I remember they was doing it with the Ebola and stuff. When I seen them pushing this and when I seen those numbers, I straight up called my wife. Told her, don't worry about it. Whoop, 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 whoop. My wife trying to get out her mouth what's going on out here. I said, look, don't worry about that. I said, just, if you can, keep the baby home because they're going to try to say he got it, just relax. And it ain't nothing. It's them doing what they do. And sure enough, here we go, y'all, with a damn good piece of information. And look, they might take it off. But see, I recorded that on my cell phone. For you people that think you're really doing a good deed by doing what these people say, this man just presented you with unadulterated facts about the playbook years before it happened. He described it to a T. And y'all I witnessed it right here on my channel. And I got this information from Shaking My Head Production 2. Make sure y'all go subscribe and check out them videos. I want to put all those curiosity and all those people that cop or cape for these news broadcasters, for the mainstream, including your celebrities. I just put all of them to bed, and I just presented y'all with a foolproof plan for the people that's supposed to govern over us to deceive us on a hell of a worldwide scale. Go back and check out this video and look at listen to what's being said on this video. Make sure y'all stop, rewind, and all that good stuff. Go back and retrospect this video. Look at it in its entirety, because we're going to have a conversation about this. Let me do this one more time for y'all, right? I'm going to put this down one more time to free your mind. Listen to what's being said here.
Establishment has a lot of, they will stop at nothing to complete their toolkit of control. So one of the things that has been missing from the toolkit of total control has been quarantines and curfews, right? So now, welcome to the new world in America, where to get on a bus, to go to a subway station, if you think that the procedures at the TSA are onerous, right? Yes, this is coming to a bus depot near you. It's a more invasive way, and the ruling class needs this, because when you say, if the ruling class ever saw wide-scale civil unrest, you see an Ebola outbreak in America right now.
Okay, so this is what you see is that Ebola is
another tool in the toolbox of their ruling class
to keep down.
Absolutely, positively, 100%. This is a tool.
Right.
Ebola doesn't just magically start spreading. And then we have these doctors that come back here. White people, of course, live. The two whites who got it survive. Or black people are going to die. Right? It's very possible that
And look, he's not being sarcastic right there. He's telling you the way they putting the narrative out there. He's not being sarcastic. If you want to go retrospect the news, what was going on back then, feel free to do that. YouTube got all of it. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't being sarcastic right there. He was telling you, he was regurgitating you what was the news at that time. And see, they like to put these narratives out there like that so that you can breathe life into these hoaxes. Oh, this racist motherfucker, how do you know? They basically telling you that their viruses are racist. They were saying that in Detroit. They were saying that the people in the inner city have a way worse chance than the people out the city. Because basically, COVID was a racist motherfucking virus. I'm going to go back and find that video too. But come on, let's chug along.
One of these NGOs over there is going around with a veil of Ebola or spreading it from small plane onto villages. The point is to get hundreds of thousands of people infected with it. And
you know what? He right to an extent. They was giving these people soaps, shampoos, toothpaste with these viruses in there. They was over there giving this stuff out like they was trying to help the people, and they was infecting these people. Facts.
And create the next phase of control. Now, one of the things I'd like to show to back up my claims here, here's a document from the Rockefeller Foundation. Rockefeller Foundation, right there. You can zoom in on that. Where my finger is. It says scenarios for the future.
And right off the bat, y'all, I know y'all, a lot of people idol worship Jay-Z and all that good stuff, man. But when you hear stuff like the Rockefeller Foundation, when you hear stuff like that, when it comes to PBS, public broadcasting, understand these people program their ideas. They make you think they're for the people. They've never been for the people. They always been for themselves. World domination. They got their power from the Rothschilds. See, it's important y'all know about these people. And Rockefeller is part of the CFR. The CFR dominates the people. They don't care nothing about the people. So when you see these names, understand there's nothing good for you involved in it. Even if you benefiting from it, there's nothing good for you there.
Future international development, the Rockefeller Foundation. Okay, let's take a look at what they're saying here. This is something like a 50, 60-page document. I'd like you to go to page 18, if you can look at this up on the internet, but I'll read it off to you. It's called lockstep, lockstep. And this is a phrase that I used right after 2001, when I saw the entire system of the United States, including the population, were in lockstep. So the Congress went along, and yes, it was Osama bin Laden, and the people waved their flag and said, I hate, 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 and everything was in lockstep. Well, in 2010, they published this, Rockefeller Foundation, and here's what they're saying. They're saying that they call it a scenario. These are scenario narratives, and they speak about it in the past tense. So they speak about this scenario, lockstep. A world of tighter, top-down government control and more authoritarian leadership, with limited innovation and growing citizen pushback. Okay, I'll read a little bit of it. In 2012, the pandemic that the world had been anticipating for years, nobody was anticipating the pandemic, finally hit. Unlike 2009's H1N1, this new influenza strain originating from wild geese, they use some scenario, but this is Ebola they're talking about. Even the most pandemic-prepared nations were quickly overwhelmed when the virus streaked around the world, infecting nearly 20% of the global population and killing 8 million in just 7 months, the majority of them healthy young adults. The pandemic also had a deadly effect on economies. You can see the agenda. Just naked, raw, naked control agenda written down, and it's anybody's guess how this becomes effectuated in real life. So whether this is written specifically as marching orders, or whether people take it upon themselves in the intelligence networks to say, okay, well, this has been produced, so this is the plan here. But these narratives have to be written in advance, because the intelligence agencies don't know how to do these narratives. They need help. So these think tanks, they come up with these like Rand Corporation, Rockefeller Foundation. These are think tanks of death. They're think tanks. They're not there to find great ways to help people. Right? Okay. The pandemic also had a deadly effect on economics. International mobility of both people and goods screeched to a halt. Which is what they want. They want a completely isolated world, right? Debilitating industries like tourism and breaking global supply chains. Well, of course they want tourism stopped, because they're not in the tourism business. And they want you at home, in your house, in front of the TV, and they got you. Because once you watch the TV, they own your soul. Even locally.
Wait a second, we're on television.
I mean commercial television, let's say. National. Even locally, normally bustling shops and offices sat empty for months. Okay, so a lot of they talked about it in the past tense in 2010. The pandemic blanketed the planet, though disproportionate numbers in Africa died. Southeast Asia and Central America, where the virus spread like wildfire.
It sounds like the opening monologue of a disaster movie. Right?
Exactly. Now listen, here's the good stuff now. But even in developed countries, containment was a challenge. Now here's this one. The United States' initial policy of strongly discouraging, in quotation marks, strongly discouraging citizens from flying proved deadly in its leniency. So they're saying, that they'll keep going.
Now, I understand they talking about this scenario in the past tense. Listen to what this guy is saying. This guy has written off their whole blueprint of what we're going through, what we've been going through since what was that, the beginning of 2020 or the end of 2019? He's basically saying this 5 years or 6 years before it was initiated, y'all. Check this out.
proved deadly in its leniency. So they should have been tougher, right? Accelerating the spread of the virus, not just within the United States, but across borders. However, a few countries did fare better. China, in particular. The Chinese government's quick imposition and enforcement of mandatory quarantine for all citizens, as well as its instant and near hermetic sealing off of all borders, saved millions of lives, stopping the spread of virus far earlier than in other countries. So the message is here is we have to look towards the Chinese, the oppressive totalitarian Chinese regime, as an example of what we need to be doing here. And of course, the ruling class here loves the Chinese regime because they have demonstrated to the ruling class the most efficient form of capitalism, which is authoritarian capitalism. So we have capitalism, but unfortunately we have this we have this veil of democracy.
This is very interesting. This is continue on.
Okay. China's government was not the only one that took extreme measures to protect its citizens from risk and exposure during that pandemic.
Notice China got kudos in this past tense scenario. And y'all know what China's about. And guess where this virus supposed to begin at? In Wuhan, what? You guessed it.
National leaders around the world flexed their muscles, flexed their authority, and imposed airtight rules and restrictions. You can see the agenda. Okay. From the mandatory wearing of face masks to body temperature checks at the entries to communal.
Was that happening in 14, y'all? Do y'all hear what this man is saying?
Spaces like
what's happening right now.
Yeah, but soon it's going to be like body.
It'll be at the subway.
Yeah,
listen,
we'll be going through this in something on buses and the subway.
Absolutely, positively. And what this means though is don't think about having a cigarette, a joint on, or what I mean. Basically, you can't. This is a dragnet for everything. So
everything.
In order for you,
in other words, just like with stop and frisk, this is ultimate stop and frisk.
And this is the ultimate cavity stop and frisk, cavity search kind of thing. All right. So during the pandemic, national leaders were flex their authority. Now there's some good stuff. Listen to this. And even supermarkets, they want body checks at supermarkets. Okay, so basically what they're saying is they're building a system where every move you make, you gotta go through them.
You can't get food. Well, how about if you go to the farmer's market?
Yeah, it's the good stuff now. I mean, it just keeps getting better. Even after the pandemic faded, this more authoritarian control and oversight of citizens and their activities stuck.
So understand. It ain't never been about you. It ain't never been about your... See, the thing is, y'all, when I seen all these celebrities talking about how serious this stuff was, it was a dead giveaway for me. I told y'all I seen it from the get-go. But at the same time, you still doubt what you see as a imperfect human being that don't know everything. I see what I see, but I'm like, this too easy. Maybe I'm looking at something the wrong way. And then that's when I seen the celebrities step out and start speaking about it. See, when I seen the celebrities step out and start speaking about it, see, the celebrities are under contracts, right? They're under contracts, meaning the only way they can speak on certain things if the person that owns them gives them permission / get paid for it. These people can't just come out and speak on these things like we can. See, they wish they can do what we do when we go to chat rooms and we type how we feel and how we think about people. See, they can't do this without permission. They can't do this. See, we go do it because this is how we feel. They're under contract. They can't do this. When you talk about we hate on them, no, they hate on us. Because they see a lot of us trying to look like and be like them, and we despise them. Because they see what it is for what it really is. We think that they're something. And they think that we're something. They wish they were in our shoes again. They praying that they can make it out their contract. See, these masters that got them under contract, they're putting out motherfucking insurance jobs on them. See, once you sold yourself to them, you belong to them. So what do? They go right behind you with your permission or without, and they put insurance on you. See, that's what you do when something's your property, when you're responsible for something. Hey, what's going on, Geek Boy? Hey, everybody, for showing up. I pray y'all take this video. I pray y'all dissect this video, show it to your people that think you crazy for seeing this for what it really is. Let your people know. Play this video back and forth, and when they take it off YouTube, I got it on my phone. All the trauma you've been going through in your mind thinking, am I doing the wrong thing by not going to do this? Should I do this to keep my job? Don't put that stuff in your body. Don't, not for no dollar. That's worse than these people going up under these contracts. Don't put that stuff in y'all. If y'all do, y'all ain't gonna ever be able to stop. Everything they gonna come up with, y'all gonna have to do, or y'all gonna feel like crap. Y'all gonna feel like dying. Don't start, y'all. Don't start. The only giver to life is God. Don't start, y'all. This right here is the nail, and it's quite a few nails I have. But as far as something somebody can see with their own eyes, can behold with their own eyes, this dude telling us in 2014 as a warning of what the hell we've been going through since this thing started. Look at what he pointed out. He pointed out all the stuff we talking about. Wearing masks, taking temperature, checking your temperature when you go into places. Yeah. Straight like that. Now, if you still believe that people that's talking what I'm talking right now don't know what we talking about because we're not doctors, we're not scientists, hey, do what you feel you need to do. Do what you feel you need to do. But as my guest on here, Prometheus, let us know a little while back that he received a card once he got his jabbers. And on that card was a scheduling for 10 more jabbers he was going to have to get in the future. 10 more. And he said he probably been more. He said, but he stopped counting in. But he know for sure he's seen at least that many. So with that in mind, y'all, once they get y'all, they got y'all. Y'all actually going to have to keep on going to them, going to get these B jabbers, these boost jabbers, to just be normal. See, they got y'all. Help spread this knowledge, y'all. Now I told y'all when it come to putting them scriptures out there, it ain't never no money need to be put down for that because it was given to me free, and I give it free. But if you appreciate me breaking those chains, helping break the chains, helping y'all, give y'all some substance to put in front of y'all family and people doubting y'all for what y'all feel and how y'all feel. And listen, y'all already should know, if you my people, you ain't got to ask to use my videos if they for teaching and for helping people open their eyes. You ain't ever got to ask. Even if you ain't my people. If you're trying to open people's eyes to these truths, feel free. But when y'all show these people what I just showed y'all, and once you dissect it down and understand what I just put on my channel. Understand, a lot of people ain't gonna like this type of teaching because they went through to it already. But see, if you did go through with it and you've been deceived, I just hope you believe in God, because that's the only chance you got. I hope you're a Bible thumper like myself that can get to the bottom of this, because you were thoroughly deceived. These people had this plan planned out over 30 years ago, at least. And they finally made it stick. That's what the bombing of all those countries and stuff was, because people didn't want to play ball with this scenario. So now they done took out all the enemies, Gaddafi and all them people. They took out all their enemies. Now they can implement this. Now they got the whole global government behind them. Obama told us we're going to have to chip in. Everybody's going to have to chip in. The former presidents of the UN said anybody being in a citizen of the New World Order will have to take the Luciferian oath. Their words, not mine, y'all. Their words. And their words are recorded so all of us can go back. If we ever feel froggish, we can leap. You ever feeling bullish? You ever feeling like a bullfrog? You can jump. Because it's there, right where I seen it at. But this is what's going on. We're getting played in face. I showed y'all last night, every time they bring up this thing, what they put in front of our faces. I showed y'all this. I wasn't playing. Every time they tell us about this thing, they put that pole and that snake right in front of our face. Right in front of our face. And that's the ritual of it all. Just the ritual. Because when they see that, we know it got something to do with sickness. And we associate ourselves with not knowing enough to recognize sickness enough. That we're going to leave that to the doctors and the scientists to figure that out for us. It's a ritual. So dig this. Take this video back. I ain't going to even make it long. Take this video back to your people that look at you crazy. When you look at them crazy for believing this stuff, and let it play, just like I did. Let it play in its entirety. It's only 7 minutes long. And then sit back and say, hey, mom, dad, sister, brother, auntie, son, whoever. Is this dude Jesus Christ or something? Because he just called out in 2014. I think it was aired in 2014, but I think they recorded it before that. Is it wise to think that this dude was Jesus Christ or something? Because he just told us everything we going through verbatim right now. Back in 2014, he told us. From the airplanes, from the grocery stores, not being able to buy food, from the temperature checks, from the being made to stay home. And then what did he say, y'all? He said if they get you to stay home, they got you. Because they got you under the control of the TV. And then the dude said, hold up, man, we learning this on TV. What you mean? And he said mainstream or something like that to that effect. See, the commercials, all that stuff is all of it complements each other to lure you in. I didn't realize how powerful TV was until I went out, because me and my wife, we wasn't playing no sitting in the house being We was out in the pandemic. We was out riding around looking and marveling at how empty the streets was. But there were certain restaurants and stuff that was open. And when you go there, that's when you seen how powerful the TV was. You got people looking at you crazy because you pull your mask down. And Lord knows the season's changing, right? You know, you say a little cough or clear your throat or some cold or something, you got people looking at you like you just did something that deserved death. And me, you know, I do this. I'm a people's person, whether you hate me or love me. I help a lot of people look at how stupid they look. Like, how are you worried about somebody's coughing and you're in a restaurant buying food that other people that could be coughing is preparing for you? How stupid do you look? If you're that scared for your life, shouldn't you be at home preparing your own food? When it comes to you getting something to drink, shouldn't you be in and out of stores so fast a person couldn't blink? You shouldn't be waiting in this line with me. You shouldn't be up in this Chinese food joint waiting in the line with me if you're that in fear of your life. Because if I was that scary, that when somebody clear their throat, somebody do a little dry cough with their mask on, I'm looking at them crazy like they about to spread something to me. If I'm that paranoid and scared, I should stay home. All right? I should stay home and away from everybody else. I shouldn't be in a restaurant getting food prepared by other people. They say it come from China, from Chinese food people, to possibly cough on my food. That's just the truth of the matter. And see, they ran the test on us, y'all. They ran the test on us with the 91M1 and the Ebola. As you can see what he was reading off, the numbers didn't come back correct on those two. So they built the momentum up off of those two and finally came with a virus that stuck. And what is the virus that stuck? We got a virus called Crown or Corona. Finally stuck. And it's just the witchcraft of it all. That's all it is. Just the witchcraft of it all. Of course, the crown is going to stick. See that? What Lahiri put in there? See, that crown looks so much better right there than not a crown. So you name it Corona. A popular beer. Kind of catchy, right? And see, once people start breathing this into existence, and a lot of these people, y'all, out here in our communities know it's nothing more than a hoax. And, you know, people get mad at me like, man, they said my mama, you know, my close relative died from this, man. When we talking this, you know, they be mad, man. And I say, calm down. Don't worry about it, man, because guess what? People been getting sick the whole time I've been on this earth. People have been catching colds, catching pneumonia. It's nothing new. Just because this TV got you believing that this is something new, it's nothing new. It's been happening. That's the reason they have clinics and hospitals the whole time I've been living, because people get sick. Okay? It stuck because people were convinced. Think of it as like, yeah, absolutely. That's how I think of it as. But even still, there were people out here in our neighborhoods pushing this thing, just like the TVs were pushing this thing. Y'all think it'd be just random acts when y'all go up in stores and you huff and puff and people just looking at you crazy like, man, don't breathe, don't come over here with that, Nah, man, these are people helping perpetuate this lie. Just like those doctors got memorandums to say, hey, no matter what these people die of, put this on there. And I know y'all heard plenty of news story that say, yeah, they was shot by 3-4 bullets, but he also had coronavirus. His blood test showed he also had coronavirus. I know y'all seen that. I don't even look at the news like that. And I know, and I've seen it. So I know the people that look at the news seen it. Never have been. Always been the money maker. Always been. They show you that in the Western movies. Them people that had them little stage coasters and that was selling those elixirs. That elixir wasn't never about making you feel better. That elixir was all about making you come back and get more. It's always been a money maker. Always. That's why stop taking one of your medicines. You gonna damn near die. Stop taking them all. You taking all the medicines they gave you. Stop taking them and watch what happened to your body. Your body gonna damn near shake and die. If not, make sure you up under some medical care. Because those drugs that they giving you over the counter, they're no better than the heroin that you can go buy at the dope house around the corner. They're a lot worse because they're legal. When we need to be having critical conversation, despite differences in demographic, we are looking at one another as potentially deadly. Yeah. Yes. And then what make it even so bad, y'all, they can bombard us with these news stories. They can bombard us on the internet, off the internet, but we can't even have a conversation. We got to say side notes or speaking codes to have a conversation about what they're doing to us, but they can bombard us all they want to. Ain't nothing we can do about it but turn off. And then if we turn off and go outside, boom, we got the people in our neighborhood regurgitating everything we just turned off from. Doctors are complicit. They are giving kickbacks. Yeah, man. Come on, Larry. And these people think that these doctors gonna refuse to poison you and sacrifice their livelihood. Come on, man. It ain't possible. You telling me you didn't put in all that sacrifice? You didn't put up all them hours researching, studying, and you gonna get out there and you gonna do your thing for about 5-10 years and reap the benefits, and then you just gonna develop a heart? You're gonna care all of a sudden for these 1 or 2 or 100 patients and say, look, I ain't doing this no more. Hey, they've been poisoning y'all. They've been telling me, you think this gonna happen? And look, y'all, it has happened. It has happened. But I'm speaking on the majority. Ain't nobody about to give up their livelihood for you. If they tell them to poison you, they gonna poison you. Period. They ain't gonna rock the boat, especially if they didn't put a little family together behind their livelihood. They know when you take that oath, they know what goes behind that oath. What the hell y'all think the oath is about? You think it's something friendly? You think it's something that means benefiting you? Man, y'all better wake the hell up. The hell you need an oath for to help people live, to heal people. What do you need an oath for? I mean, once you answer that question, then we can move on to other questions. But we talking about helping preserve life. What the hell do I need an oath for? It don't make sense. Don't make no sense. It's like some of this stuff, y'all, we shouldn't even need we shouldn't even need nobody to dictate to us. We should see it right off the bat. It don't make sense. This country breeds individualism. Hence, why homosexual marriage is legal, polygamy is not. Yeah. Okay. No reverence for elderly or weak. I think Donald Trump said it best. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he never said too many good things about the elderly. And mind you, this dude damn near 80 years old. He always appeared to have some type of contempt for the elderly. One second, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to ruffle a few feathers. Oh, shit, I didn't even see that. Ruffle a few feathers and, let it be known how we've been deceived. Okay. She has to take 30K. Damn. Shot in her stomach once. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I got me and Vic got a friend that's been living with Crohn's disease for some years now. Wow, that sounds pretty painful. That sounds pretty painful. And how you doing, sweetheart? Thank you for pulling up on me. Appreciate you. There's a huge tsunami headed for Cali. Yeah, hey, when it comes to that stuff, man, Shady, I know about HAARP. HAARP. Don't none of that stuff surprise me, man. If you look at Dabu 7, Dabu been talking for months how they was holding all kind of ships off the bay from delivering their payloads because of whatever the United States and China got going on with their agreements and stuff like that. So yeah, it don't sound far-fetched that something's about to get ready to happen in that exact area that Dabu 7 been talking about being held up with the cargo ships and stuff like that. So yeah. Wow. I'm glad to hear that, because I don't think I seen you yesterday. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you following through here. You partially responsible for this information, this good information getting put out here. So damn it, pat yourself on the back. If you ain't feeling that good, feel good now, because I just put something out here that's going to help a lot of people. Okay, you talking to Christ Council. Yeah. But, remember, y'all, all they trying to do is mimic the Bible. They're going to create scenarios that come from the Bible because they want to be like God, but don't believe nothing they do. Y'all remember that part in the Revelation about the huge stone not cut by man's hand will fall into the sea, and it will be a great earthquake. So be looking for an earthquake to happen, y'all. See, that's why it's important to know the playbook, because Nothing they do is going to put fear in y'all because y'all going to see them coming. Y'all going to see them coming. Nothing is going to scare y'all. Y'all going to feel them trembles up under y'all feet and y'all going to be like, oh shit, curl. Oh shit, but it ain't curl. It's the playbook. They going to use that playbook against us in these last days. That's why you got to know the playbook. You got to know the scriptures so you can see these demons coming. See, they going to play on y'all that don't believe in them things. And I'm telling y'all don't have to believe in the scriptures to know the scriptures. You don't have to believe it. But understand this. They like the fact that you don't believe it and you don't pick it up because they're going to scare the hell out of most of these people. Remember, they want the world's population at 500 million. And it's supposed to be well over 8 billion now. And these they numbers, y'all. I don't believe nothing they say. But these are their numbers. It's supposed to be over 8 billion people on the earth. See, when they give their numbers, they don't count the people that die every second of every day. When they get their numbers, everybody just live. You know, they be forgetting they telling us all these people supposed to be dying of this thing. I think they be forgetting. Not to mention people dying from suicide, from childbirth, from alcohol poisoning, from car accidents, from homicides. You know, not to mention all these people dying from these things every second, every minute of every day. But when they give their reports, everybody live. Everybody's still living from 200 years ago. Let them tell it. It's too crowded. The earth can't take this, that, and the other. But yet they still making cars people can't buy. They still making things people, only a small percent of people can afford. And making them in multitudes. Go look at ride past, you in Detroit, ride past, what's this plant? The Chrysler plant. Look at all them damn cars just sitting out there, never going nowhere. Then they get moved out. Excuse me. They get moved out and they get some new ones, put some new ones right back over there. It's crazy. But quit believing these things. Quit believing them. It's like y'all don't have to have no proof or nothing. It's just like, okay, Carmen Harlan said it. A famous news broadcaster, Michael Strahan, them said it, so it's got to be true. Stop doing that. And then a cat like me come along and you want to give me the third degree. You want to cut me from asshole to appetite, talking about prove this and prove that. But here this gap teeth bastard come on TV and just tell you anything. And everybody eating it up. Oh, yeah. He played football before. He ain't going to lie about this. And then the dumb motherfucker want to come up to me talking about, why would they do this? Why would they lie to the people like this? Millions, motherfucker? You seriously going to ask that question? Why would they fake playing sports? Why would they do... Tell me who you know that gets $100,000 a year for hanging around NBA stars, never getting to the game. Tell me who gonna complain about that. Around some of the baddest women in the world, never really got to spend your own money, and you telling me as a nigga on the bench that never get PT, you think I'm gonna complain about that? Nigga, please. Know what world some of you people be staying in, man, but I'm in reality. And in reality, that sound like a lick. Well, why won't they say something? Who gonna fuck up their job? Who gonna tell a group of people they ain't gonna believe nothing they saying about what's really going on? Come on, man. Somebody come tell you this stuff, man. Only thing these people see in their headlights is the stars. Oh, that's Kanye West. He ain't gonna say nothing wrong. Man, get out of here. Legislation passed many years ago for media to put out false information. I put that. You know what? I did a live on that, Lahiri. You was probably busy on the truck, but I did a live on that. I was trying to find it. You know what? I'm gonna put Christ Counsel up on that because he gonna go pull that right up on that for me. I was trying to show people that y'all remember the Wire. The Wire was communicating that to us. Do y'all remember the Wire? And I kind of hated it when it first drove past me the first time because I'm like, go back to the project where the action at. What the hell we doing in a newspaper warehouse? But what they was trying to communicate to us, one guy was raising up in a company, and it appeared that the black guy was jealous. The black guy seen the white guy getting promoted and stuff like that, and he did an investigation to see that was the information he given accurate, true information. Come to find out, the white guy was making up the information, right? So as a veteran editor, the black guy takes it to the boss and say, hey, he's giving out false information. Well, tell you what happened. The black guy was demoted and the white guy was promoted. And it had nothing to do with race. It had something to do with certain laws being passed, and the newspaper companies want to be seen in a different light than trying to bring truth. They want to bring attention. The hell with the truth. And they communicated that through us through a show called The Wire. Check that out. Not only that, but it's an actual written decree in Congress. They literally have permission to do this without ever worrying about getting sued. Without ever having to worry about getting exposed. I'm talking about it's right in our face, man. One thing Jesus said about the kingdom, he said the kingdom is in your midst. It's in your midst. Shady, damn, there's terrorists in Colleyville, Texas right now at a synagogue with hostages. I'm like, damn, crazy everywhere. Yeah, man, that's their news, man. I wouldn't even look at it if you ain't trying to just be entertained, Shady. I wouldn't even look at it, man. That's their people. That's their scenario. It's their narrative. For all we know, they probably kick off a war down there in the south off of it. All I know is this. If you keep on trusting them, they're going to lead you somewhere you don't want to be. I wouldn't even breathe life into them. I seen something like that on my news feed, Shady, but I ain't even bothered about looking at it. And I wouldn't, if you're not right there where you can prove what's really going on, I wouldn't even propose nobody pay no attention to that. Don't even breathe no life into that. That's why they get millions, man. They get millions and people on the side. See, I was an extra for Eminem and 8 Mile. See, we got paid for being on the side making noise. And when you see these scenarios, these hoaxes, and you see those people on the side and walking past and stuff like that, these are people on the payroll. They actually had an application you can fill out online for extras, for what they call it. They call it something when you're an actor, I forgot the name of it, y'all. But they literally had back when the boys shot up the church, they were advertising online for people, crisis actors. There you go. Crisis actors. So a lot of these people you see are indeed crisis actors. Now check this out, y'all, since I got a few people around here, y'all. Y'all remember I gave y'all those stories about the 3-year-old being shot yesterday right around the corner from me. Y'all remember me talking about the 15 to 16-year-old that shot the 15-year-old yesterday? Well, today I ran across a couple other stories that had something to do with kids being harmed. And we run across these stories about kids being harmed right before Martin Luther King Day. And look, it ain't no black or white thing, but I want y'all to understand what's being communicated with us. Y'all ever heard of Moloch before? I will put the imagery up. You guys ever heard of Moloch? Well, Moloch was ancient deity, an ancient god that the pagans used to worship, that the people used to sacrifice their children to. Okay, yep, it's an owl, but before it was an owl, it was a bull. It was a bull. Now dig this. Do y'all know what letters make up the word Moloch? And I'm speaking on as far as what you call it, baby, when you got the beginning of your name, that letter, the beginning of your last name.
Prefix.
Now, do y'all know what the prefix letter is for Moloch? I'm gonna write it in the chat. I'm gonna write it in the chat for you. Check this out. See that? Now, see, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. All these kids getting high. Blessed always say, hey, baby. Say hello. Come on.
Huh?
Say hi.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
So, I don't believe in coincidences, y'all, first of all. And I'm looking at all these kids being reported, because remember, y'all, told y'all kids get hurt all day, every day, in every state and city. But for whatever reason, these last few days, this weekend, they've been talking about kids being hurt and killed. Now, you guys think that it's just random news, this, that, and the other. But see, what I'm here to tell you is that they're putting another ritual on us. It's still the same old traditions. They're celebrating Moloch. While you celebrating, see, you got to remember the celebration of any man. And this is why Curl never been into concerts and stuff like that. The celebration of any man, anything human. See, remember, God say, don't put no one before me. Don't put no man, don't put no God, don't put nothing before me. And when you go celebrate and sweat and throw up, throw your hands up for a human figure, it's not a good look as far as who you worship. Because that shouldn't be reserved for, that person. That type of energy shouldn't be reserved for people like that. And I know they make it normal to us, y'all, but it's not normal to Christ seekers. It's not normal to truth seekers. See, we know we got way bigger fish to fry than sit up in an audience with thousands of people around us hollering for somebody because they sing good or rap good or play sports good. See, we in the battle. We on the battlefield. Stuff like that is called bread and circus. It's a distraction, a known distraction. The last heavy world power that picked it up was Rome. Whenever they trying to move things politically, they always got your bread and circus on deck. Hence, look at when all the sports start, y'all. It starts when it's the end of the fiscal season and when it's the start of the fiscal season. In October. What happened in October? You got the end of the baseball season. You got the start of you got the football season just beginning a month ago. And you got the start of the NBA and the NHL. So you got all major sports in America going down in October. Y'all think that's a coincidence, huh? Really? After everything I just played for y'all, the beginning of this video, y'all still think stuff like that is coincidence, huh? See, go back and check out ancient Greece. Go check out Roman. Or should I say ancient Rome? I'm sorry, y'all. Check them out. See why we got all of our sports and distractive activities going on at the end of the fiscal year and at the beginning of the fiscal year. And it just so happens to be in October. And see, they don't like this type of teaching because it breaks the coma. It breaks the sleep. And people love to stay asleep. Y'all know how it is. It's cold as hell outside. I'm gonna go back in time. Let's go back to school time because a lot of people ain't working. It's cold outside, and you're just really getting into a real good snore. You understand? And mama and them come in there, mama, sister, whoever you with, your siblings come in there and wake you up. Come on, get up. Time to go to school. And you see that hawk outside, you see all that snow, you like, man, I ain't trying to let me. And then you fall asleep for a couple more minutes. You just don't want to get up. So we all can understand how it feels to want to hold on to sleep. But understand me, y'all, this sleep is your life. This is your life. If you're not taking in this information and preparing yourself for what's about to get ready to happen, man, you know what I'm saying? What is it for? Speaking of NHL, I'm hearing you got some skills, Curl. Oh, I do a little of this and a little bit of that. Mustafa, you ain't subbed to my gaming channel yet, Mustafa? Check me out, man. I'm still ain't at my usual yet, but go check it out. Gaming with Curl. Check it out, Mustafa. I got some hockey videos on there. Yeah, see, they not really digging this type of teaching, y'all, because they want to stay asleep. You got some of these people that's living a decent life off deceiving people. Decent life. And you talking about sacrificing, giving up everything they got for truth? They ain't trying to do that, bro. And we have to understand that as people that have families, we have to understand that sometimes it's going to take a little bit more than truth. Sometimes it's going to have to take a little bit more than truth. Sometimes it's going to have to take some effort. And that's what I'm trying to present, y'all. I'm trying to present effort. I lost my job, a good job, a job that's been taking nice care of my family. And I'm about to invest my time in just opening eyes until I get this other job. I think I'm gonna wait, y'all, to go find employment until after my anniversary because I don't want to get no nice gig and ask for time off for my anniversary in this 11th year, y'all. This 11th year. I hear people talking about and no shade to my people, Chucky Cartel is my people, whether he like me or not. Jazzy G is my people, whether she like me or not. No shade to them whatsoever. This ain't got nothing to do with what they was talking about last night. But people talk about weddings being cheesy and people not being able to afford this, that, and the other. Check it out, y'all. 2 couples got married at my living room, my dining room table. Those 2 couples are still very much married. Vic and his wife, and me and my wife. Next month will be me and my wife's 11th year. And my wife be wanting to kill me all the time. But I love my wife. I can't imagine not being a day without my wife. Period. So I'm just saying that, y'all, to say that that stuff, that glamour and glitz stuff, that stuff don't mean nothing. And something else Jazzy said. Jazzy said when women see those rings, it's like a turn on for them. And see, my wife know, my wife didn't like me telling her this, but my wife know I'm a weak man. I'm weak. I ain't never been no guy that thought I could settle down and be faithful to one woman, even trust a woman. And I felt exactly what Jazzy was saying, because when I got married, I was still selling CDs. And there would be people making sure they come sit and chill with me every time they seen me out doing my job, and made sure they spent money with me. And it's like when I took off that ring, I initially wanted to put it on my neck, but I'm kind of clumsy. But I took off that ring and I asked my wife what she think about it. My wife told me she wouldn't wear hers neither because, she was doing a lot with her hands at work. And she didn't care about that. Y'all see the people try to make like you gotta have this on and that means this. No. And I've been faithful my whole marriage, well before my marriage, but my whole marriage. I've been real. I ain't had no reason to be scared somebody gonna pop up, another baby, the windows bust out, and none of that. Just because I've been keeping it in, I've been doing the right thing, y'all. Uh-oh. See somebody I gotta catch up to. 25 years with my husband and married 22 years. I don't know how he can stand me sometimes. Hey, because he love you. Because he love you. Flat out. Oh, don't I know? And just this little time to knowing you. Don't I know? So I know he know way more than I know. I'm trying to catch up with that number right there. That's a big number. I didn't think I'd get nowhere near this far. Just because I'm a trip over my own foot type of guy. But my wife got me together. My wife taught me so much. I'm almost 4 years older than my wife. And she taught me so much that it ain't even nothing worth. I can't even smile about it. It's just pathetic how much she taught me. And that just make me appreciate her so much more. Hey, what's up, Mongoose? What's up, baby boy? Man, I thought you was going to be asleep, man. I would have called you. What's going on, man? Okay, I'm gonna hit you. Hit me up into the chat. Oh, okay. Hold up. You want this, brother? That's what you saying? Oh, hold up. I pressed the wrong thing. This turned out. I'm glad I told my brother. Brandon I was supposed to be going out there to see him today. I told him I hit him up and make sure it ain't too late when I get finished with this live, because I had to bring this information to y'all. I had to bring this one to y'all. I was like, oh man. Oh yeah, check it out. Check it out, Mustafa. They cancel out everything for the day. They get okay. That's what's up. Oh, so you got some time tonight? Let me know, Mongoose, if you got some time tonight, because I set us up alive. Because I don't want this one to be too long anyway, because I want people to regurgitate this information in an expeditious way possible. Oh yeah. You know how to play, Mustafa? If you know the game, sure, I help you figure out the rest, man. But look at my about section, and that's my PSN name right there. Just send me a friend request. I'm gonna definitely get down later. I'm gonna call my brother and see what's going on. That's what's up. Yeah, send me a friend request, brother. I appreciate that, because I need to put some hockey content on my channel. I just ain't been really big on the games lately, y'all. I've been so focused on trying to get these truths together, man, to where, you know, when I set up the live, I can just lay it down and make it at least complicated for everybody as possible. See what Mongoose are you talking on the subject? You talking about age difference now? You already know. You know I got some stuff. Oh man, you know, man, you talk about everything, bro. So you know, whatever's on your mind. Hey y'all, this brother right here, this Mongoose right here, this Vincent Arnold guy, he's responsible for my my laptop. It's my co-worker. He was at my job with me, but he left. He down south making some money right now. But you know, this the guy right here, man. It's my man. And he's a major supporter to my channel. So when people try to call me out for being a scammer on in the cyber world, I got people in my real life that know I don't play those kind of games. That know I don't get down. I scarf and spit at the type of games that get played in that fashion. So yeah. Yeah, hey, Mongoose. Just if you wanted to kick it for a little while, just let me know. I set up a live for us, brother. It's only 7:05 now. Shoot, I can end this one and be back in an hour and 2 at best. Whatever you because I ain't been able to chop it up with you in a while. You've been a workaholic lately. And yeah, I'm a jealous son of a bitch about it, but hey, I can stand in it. I know my hard calluses days on the way back, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, y'all, I just want to every chance I get, any type of time I get hit, I'm gonna present my channels like a Bible, a Bible news, a truth about God and Jesus channel, and slash like a news commentary, like different news I see here and there. I want to commentate on it, or you know, stuff like that. I want to do something different than what everybody else doing. And I know it's gonna work out because, you know, I mean, let's be honest, I love the Most High. And I move the way he loved me to move, not the way that I would move. But I tried doing things my way, and it never worked out in my best interest. So I'm doing things the way he purposed it to do. And since I've been doing it that way, everything just been so beautiful. So beautiful. So why would I change it? The phone you gave me is updating right now. Okay. Well, my phone is charged up. So whenever you feel froggy, hit me up and I set some things up, man. If you want to get you a nap in or whatever while it's charging, we can get up in about a good 2-3 hours and we can kick it. I got some stuff I wanted to talk to you about anyway. Some stuff I wanted to ask you about too, anyway. No, this is good right here. Okay. I just give it time, I guess, to update because for whatever reason I can't talk to you on this phone. I got to use phone. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. Make sure you go back and look at it, Mongoose. Make sure you look at the live. And make sure everybody that try to call you y'all fools or say y'all crazy or say y'all tinfoil hat wearers because you don't buy into the narrative, show them this video. It's only 7 minutes long. Just say, hey, you got 7 minutes right quick? Check this out. If I'm such a crazy person, is this person even more crazy for knowing exactly what we going through years before we went through it? And just see what they say. Here. I can't hardly even get one. Oh, my bad. YouTube blessed always. All y'all, I will be coming back up. I got to get my affairs in order. Oh, okay. Oh, hold up. What up, though? Well, I know you got to have your take your mute, hit your mute button. You might be muted on your device. Hand me one, Jen. Mongoose, you there? I can't hear you. Go out and come back in. That must be your phone. That ain't the updating phone. Yeah. But it's been hella fun, y'all. I'm so glad y'all was able to pull up. I put that name down there to scare people away. The people that ain't got no intentions on sitting around. I figure they see that title and be like, oh, he talking about some money. Oh, let me get the hell up out of here. I ain't gonna even dip in there. But it seemed to not work. I got some people pulled up on me. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Bless. I see you around. You know what? You know we'll be bumping each other in somebody's chat. Vic off today. He probably knocked out cold from his last few days. He probably about to get ready and stir up though. No, he knocked out. His phone ain't even. His phone dead, so he KO'd. He probably up by now moving around. But I appreciate y'all so much. My wife, man, I posed one over my brother's house, man. My wife made me a grilled chicken sub. Man. I'm going to just say that part, y'all, because I know some of y'all ain't ate yet and, y'all trying to pull it off for a minute, procrastinate on it a little bit, man. But let me just say this. Man. She had the nerve to put some bell, I don't eat onions, but she know how to cook them soft enough to where I can, take them down. Bacon, onion, bell pepper on top of the damn grilled chicken that she done cut up and seasoned up, man. Oh, my goodness. Feta. Oh, and feta cheese. I'm sorry. With what's that? Jack cheese?
Pepper jack and white cheddar, sharp white cheddar.
Pepper jack and sharp white cheddar. When I say I took them boys down, because she made me two, and I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do that one, and I said I just wrap it in this foil. I had to take it down, y'all. I had to do that. All right? So I'm feeling so good right now. That's why the brother pulled up on me. Hey, man, I'm ready to go. I ain't got nothing to do. My stomach together. I done had me a ginger ale. I done had me a cherry juice. Man, I'm feeling like $1 million right now. I'm feeling like $1 million. So, anybody right now want to pull up about anything, I'm here for you. But yeah, y'all, thanks for pulling up on me. Appreciate that. I hope y'all nights be just as successful as y'all day was. Hope to see y'all somewhere around here, if not back in my live a little bit later. But I'm coming with some more fire. I got some other stuff I wanted to talk to y'all about. Some stuff Mag Bit of Truth brought to my attention today, man. That was pretty high tech I wanted to share with y'all. So till next time, man, I appreciate y'all. And if y'all appreciate what I did for y'all today, and I hope y'all do, because I just was prepared for the worst to happen after me showing y'all what I showed y'all today, as far as how they be knocking down channels. But maybe, y'all, I'm still just so insignificant and small enough where I ain't got to worry about them touching my channel when it comes to putting out this type of information. Send me the link again. Oh, okay. Shoot. Oops, I ain't got to do that now. Here I come, brother. Oh, that was it right there. Yeah, because everybody I talk to, man, it's like they got to go against their whole family trying to get the point across about why they not gonna do this thing. They going against their whole family, and then they feeling real bad. They like in a mental hell because they thinking they doing something wrong, and they just going off that part in them that's letting them know not to, don't take this leap of faith, man. Don't do this. And they be actually thinking they doing something wrong, but in all actuality, they on the right track. They on the right path. So that's what this video is for. This video is for you to benefit mentally from. That's what this for.
Hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Mongoose, what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Finally got up in here.
Yeah. It don't take nothing but a little effort, brother.
Oh man, I've been doing the effort. Trust me, believe me, man. I've been doing it. Trust me, trust
But it ain't gonna happen until it's supposed to happen too.
me. That is correct. That is correct. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Thanks to you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you,
Hey,
thank
look,
you.
look, look, look. Wait. Check this out. Check this out. What me and you do is nothing but love. Everybody else ain't got to know everything. What me and you do is love. Ain't nobody got to know. They got
That's
no look.
right,
They got
brother.
no about our love affair.
That's right.
They got no about our love affair. No, we straight men. So y'all
Yeah.
can cut out all that other stuff. We
Mm-hmm.
straight men
Mm-hmm.
because this man know I don't play around. You understand? We
Mm-hmm.
straight men. But let me tell you, all of that chit chat and people talking about they love you and like my mama said, give me my flowers while I'm living. Forget you talking about you love me. Don't wait till I die. You want to come to my funeral and bring me some flowers and drop some liquor down on the ground. I can't drink that mess. The hell I care about that. Show me your love that you love me while I'm living. Be there
Mm-hmm.
for me. Be there so I can talk to you. And that's what I could never understand since you're on this subject, especially about my brother and about one of my best friends, man.
Mm-hmm.
How they killed themselves. If you're looking at the money, and if you're looking at the women and stuff like that, and all the stuff that we went through and everything else, and I'm thinking everybody got everything together. We all in the same clique. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got no criminal record or nothing like that. But what would depress you that much that you couldn't pick up your phone and talk to me, but I got to get a call from your wife, your girlfriend, or from one of the relatives, or somebody hung out there in the street and said, hey, your boy took his life, or
Mm-hmm.
your brother took his life. You see what I'm saying? That's something I don't ever want to hear again.
Mm-hmm.
you know so let me say this here to everybody that's out there. Don't tell me, well, I ain't got to put nothing out there. I've already shown my love. And you do it unconditionally. And then when you show your love, you ain't got to broadcast nothing
Mm-hmm.
because loving somebody is more than you saying, you my boy, you just here. Can you be there when that man needs help? Can you be there when that girl needs help? Can you be there when that family's in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because people talk about they want to be like Christ, well, how did Christ really live? Well, in order for you to learn how Christ was, you got to learn what was Christ's life before he came down. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to come down. They said he left his mighty throne in glory to bring to us redemption stories. So that means he came down, he suffered the beating, he suffered the persecution, he suffered the cursing. And see, people don't know the passion of the Christ. They don't know when they beat him and they whipped him, and this is under Roman rule, he was beaten, stripped, but naked. And his
Mm-hmm.
flesh was coming off his body. But he refused to die till he hung on the cross. Because the cross, which people don't understand, the deeper you go into the ground, the higher you go up. Anytime you build a building, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
The deeper you go down, because the more deeper you go down, you go into the foundation. So they hung him on the cross, and they put the cross into the ground. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what they did, his blood ran all down all across and dripped all down where they put the hole into the ground, and it was the blood mixed with the water, mixed with the dirt, because that's where he came from. That's where the body comes from. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they was just giving him back from where he came from, where God made him from. And see, and he died, and when he died, he descended. He descended so he could ascend.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't understand why he descended. He descended because who was down there? Why did he have to descend? Because paradise is down there. Or should I say, Abraham's bosom is there. You
Mm-hmm.
see, because you can't come to heaven. No flesh has been to heaven at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Not one flesh. Because when he made the earth and everything else, and he made everything else, he made man and placed him in the garden. Nowhere in the Bible can you read where man was in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Because no flesh can come to heaven, not even allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So he was placed in Abraham's bosom was down there, and before it was Abraham's bosom, it was paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's where Adam went. Adam was in jail. Adam was there because remember they just said the rich man died, and the rich man saw Lazarus afar off in Abraham's bosom, and he said, "Father Abraham, send that rich man Lazarus that he may dip his finger into some water and cool my burning tongue, because I'm tormented into these flames." And see, Christ went down to get not only Adam, but Adam's children, you know, who is our father, because that's who we're made from. And he went to get the fallen angels that went down and that were captured, who fought against Lucifer and his angels. And see, you'll miss that, but that's in the book of Genesis. Especially when they said when they fell down and they came down and they met with the daughters of men and everything else. There's a whole verse, there's a whole nother world in between those two things, because that's what happened. That's why he said he led the captives free. He went down and got the captives, which was Adam's children, and he got the fallen angels that fell, that changed their minds and said, no, we ain't following Satan. We're going to be with God. We're going to do what God said. Because you got to remember, you got to be somebody bad. That you got to be a smooth talker. You got to be the baddest, one of the baddest things ever created besides God himself. And God was never created. God was already here. To convince angels to go against they maker. For one, you got to be about your mind to go against your maker, period. And to think that you're more powerful than your maker. That right there in itself is insanity.
Yeah.
That's why he screamed when he peeked into the mind of God, because it was too much for him. That's why he screamed, too much knowledge. I will set up like the Most High. He went totally crazy. Because God, what I tell you, I believe I talked to you last time about power and power corrupted. I said I never wanted God's power. Not like that. Because God's power turns you evil. It's too strong. That's why he said, can't nobody contain me. Only one person can control his power, and that's God. And remember, I was speaking on that. So, who want to be like God? To know everything at the same time, and to feel everything that you ever made at the same time. And anytime that a roach or an insect or another fish or anything gets killed, you feel it. So God is constantly feeling pain because everything comes from him. You feel me? You feel where I'm coming from? He constantly feels everything.
Definitely.
No. Look, I can't stand a two-face. What the heck I'm gonna stand a billion things coming hitting at me at one time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was power. That was a powerful statement right there. Now.
Right. And then for Lucifer to even try something like that, to even attempt something like that, drove him insane, drove him crazy. He lost his mind. But God already gives you what? Free will. And so he gave me free will to introduce people like you into my life and stuff like that. I don't like everybody that come into my life. I don't have to. What I do have to do is show you love. Why? Because he said, I showed you love and you didn't even know me. I died for your sins. So don't tell me I'm your friend if I can't talk to you, you can't talk to me. Don't tell me I'm your friend if you go off and you do something, or I go off and I do something to kill myself and do whatever else, and to leave you with that pain. Do you know I'm still hurt till this day because my brother took his life and because my friend man took his life? So that pain don't stop. It's still a loss because you say, okay, well, why can't my brother be here? Why my boy ain't here? I'm not talking about those that died, naturally, as my other brothers did. They died naturally. I'm talking about the ones who committed, my brother Tony who committed suicide. Or they said he committed suicide. I wasn't
Mm.
there. I was not there.
Mm.
And that's a powerful thing. So when people talk bond and talk friendship, man, show me you love me. Invite me out, invite me over. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me, call me up, ask me how I'm doing. I was just thinking about you. What's going on? And see, that's one thing, I like about you because, if I don't call you, if you don't hear from me, you be like, man, I think something funny going on, man. What's going on, man? You supposed to be called. And see, that's love. You see what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely, man.
that means you holding me accountable. And that's what I'm saying. What was on my brother's mind? What was on my friend's mind that, well, maybe I didn't call enough. Maybe we didn't call enough. I mean, we saw each other like once or twice a week or whatever. I mean, but it never let it get to that point, whether it's male or female or anybody. I don't want anybody to take their life because that creates more pain than anything. You don't want that to happen. Neither do you want to take a life, especially if you're not cut that way, because you got to be a very callous person to take a life and not thinking nothing about it, or to figure you can still take a life and you have no remorse. Those people that do things like that, if it's not in the concept of war, those are demonic spirits.
Absolutely.
And see, a demonic spirit, and these are the spirits, the demonic spirits are the children of the Nephilims, and they have no remorse. That's why God said, I got to destroy this earth. That's why God put a time limit on everything. That's why God has to come back, because if he doesn't, no man, no flesh, isn't that what he said in the Bible? No flesh will survive. Now, why is that? Remember the movie, The $6 Million Man? Remember that movie? I
The
mean,
show.
that series, Six
Yep.
Million Dollar Man. Yeah,
Yep.
he was part man, part machine. Now, I want you to kind of grasp this here around your head. Are you ready for this here?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. Now, think about ancient Egypt. You're going to tell me, because you look at the hieroglyphics, that they had machines during that time of ancient Egypt. But the way that they was teaching us about Egypt and Africa, like they were coming up out of the Stone Age. Now, you remember that movie with Bruce Willis and Chris Rock?
Which one? The demolition. The football movie.
No, 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 no. With Chris Rock, when Chris Rock was he was a DJ and everything else, and they had won Bruce Willis had won the trip to the planet and everything else for the vacation and all that.
Oh, you talking about Chris Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker. Yeah, yeah, Chris Tucker. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. What was
The
that
Fifth
movie?
Element.
Fifth Element. Now, understand the way when you need to go back and look at that movie. How those aliens came back down. See, there's no such thing as aliens. There are such things as demons. And see, these are the people who came down. And remember that he went to the Catholic Church.
And this is supposed to be in the most beautiful person or whatever else, but you already know how white folks do it. And she was the fifth element to cause all these other things to come, so they can hit this beam and kill this rock that was coming towards the earth. And remember, the rock was talking to the man, and he was like, "You need to get this, you need to get that, you need to find out who the diva is because diva has the stone." And see, think about that and take that back to the time of Egypt. From what they really taught us, is that how Egypt really was? Egypt really wasn't coming from those Stone Ages because you can't even explain the pyramids. How did you build the pyramids and get these stones and these rocks? A square stone, a square rock of, of a pyramid. Do you know how heavy that is? And they said it is cut with precision. And you gonna tell me humans built this here? They was like, no, 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 no. What they didn't tell you, the Nephilims. So yes, they lie. I believe personally they lied to us, and they had to lie, and it has always been a lie because we already had the technology, but God flipped everything and started man all over. Because, like I told you, the tree that Eve was talking to, or the tree that she embarked on, was called the Google tree. And she went inside that Google tree, and the first thing she picked up was the notebook. And when she picked up the notebook, she turned it on. That's why you see the Apple phone with the alphabet. No, and she turned on that phone and she took a picture of herself. Oh, ain't I sexy? Because the first thing that Satan uses is what? Vanity. How many females send selfies of themselves? And how many females got themselves on a live chat and everything else? And the only thing you see is their picture. That vanity, 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 vanity.
Mm.
That's why Solomon wrote all this vanity and vanity spirit. And they don't understand Solomon. Oh, well, Solomon was the king. Well, yeah, he was rich and everything. No, 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 no. Solomon was more than rich. Solomon was wealthy. Rich as Shaquille would say, rich is him. He's rich. Wealthy is when you don't have to work and make your money. He said, I work. He says, I'm rich. He said the difference between rich and wealthy is wealthy don't work. Wealthy got people like me working for them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Right, right. So that's the difference. And I had to go into it. Solomon didn't work for anybody. And Solomon had to command, he had the command of the demons also, from Beelzebub all the way to Lucifer, all the way to Simjaza and Azazel. And these are names I don't want to keep repeating because people dive into it, especially if they ain't strong enough. See, but these are the names of the watchers. These are the names of the principalities. These are the names of the rulers that Solomon had command over. They built the first temple of Solomon, which was built by demons and by his people, our people, who are Hebrews, when they built the first temple of Solomon. Because remember, the stone couldn't be moved because the stone was too heavy. So he had to go and get Beelzebub's son to lift the stone. And it was the cornerstone of the church. That's why the Bible said, they said the stone that the builders rejected. See, you never asked who the builders were. You understand what I'm saying? You hear me? You feel me? You keep hearing the phrases, but you don't never put the people don't never put the stuff together. Who were the builders? Who
Mm-hmm.
was the stone that the builders rejected? Why did they reject? They rejected because they couldn't lift it. They rejected it because it was too heavy. So they had to go get a supernatural power to lift it. And when it was lifted, it was placed under Solomon's command. That's why he told David, he said, "Don't you can't build my house." He said, "But your son, Solomon, will build my house."
Mm.
Now, why did God let things like that happen? Because whatever you do, it's still gonna be to his glory. He'll just figure another way out how to do around it or whatever else. Because remember, Solomon came about because of murder. Because his mother, who was Bathsheba, her first husband was killed by who? David. And who was Bathsheba's first husband?
It was that soldier.
Right. He was the general in David's army.
General,
He was
yeah.
a Hittite. And David killed him. Now, you got to be madly in love. And she got to be one fine female for you to sit there and say, "I'm going to kill him and I'm going to take his wife." Because that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say, why did he get destroyed by that and everything else? David knew how to repent. And David touched God's heart. See, but before David did all of that, David already slew God, enslaved God. He knew how to make love to God. That's why when you read the book of Psalms, it's a book of poetry. And when he's talking, he's only talking to God. He ain't talking to nothing and nobody else.
Mm.
But he said the sword will never leave your house. And the sword never left his house. Because Absalom, his other son, was making love with his ex-wives and his concubines all on the balcony where everybody can see.
Right.
Absalom didn't have no remorse or nothing.
He
Remember
was making
Absalom,
porno movies
huh?
he was making movies with his father's wife.
Yeah. Because what David did it in secret. God said, "What you did in secret, I'm gonna bring it to the light."
Mm-hmm.
But David knew how to repent.
Mm-hmm. He knew
You
how to
see?
stand in his own ways.
Right. And that moved God. Now that was the only thing David. No, it was two things David was punished for. Now, what was the other thing that David was punished for, which a lot of people miss it and they don't catch
Um.
it?
What else? What was the other thing? It was for killing that man's. It was for the adultery and
Mm-hmm.
killing his general.
Mm-hmm.
Uh. No, give me 1 second. Let me see. You got me right there on a quick tip. What was the other thing?
It was for taking a census and believing into the army, because he took a census of the people, and that's where he put his confidence in. And God sent the destroyer, and he told the destroyer, he said, "When you go, do not spare them for their crime,"
Uh.
because the angel didn't want to do it, but he got a command from God. Now he came down, and he was killing people. He was wiping them out. And David, like, "Okay, wait a minute. All right, this is my doing." He said, "Now I got to hurry up and I got to stop this." So David had to hurry up. David had to build an altar. And David made sacrifices to God. And he made it with a repeating heart and everything else. He said, "You put your trust in these people, into this army, and you don't put your trust in me."
Mm-hmm.
And all that blood was given to David. Those are two things that David did.
Mm.
And God didn't wipe it out, because the same thing with Adam. Because I was like asking, well, how come God didn't start everything over and everything else? God don't need to start nothing over, because God's the same. Whether it's the beginning or the end, it's still gonna come out to what He wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because God doesn't operate in time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they said this too shall pass, because God's gonna bring an end to everything as we know it. That's what say everything is in this time capsule. So we're down here, we're in this matrix, we're in this thing called time, and God controls it.
Mm.
Ain't that beautiful?
Mm.
I'm glad I don't control nothing. Cause you know, I got a tendency to mess things up.
Mm. You and me both, man.
I got I got a tendency to get jealous. I got a tendency to say, what? I'm gonna bump you too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Same
saying?
here, brother.
You know, I got the tendency to cut off your air. Oh, look at him choking now. He can't breathe. Let him suffer the while. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Got that
Vanity.
tendency, that tendency to
Right.
eye for an eye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people have gotten that they court God's wrath, but he can do that because he's the creator. I didn't create nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when people talk about, oh, I'm a God and we're all gods in this here, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a God in my mind. I said, but check this out. Um, Again, like I told you, I can't change my hair color from gray to white or nothing like that. I can't make myself my statue no bigger, no smaller. I say, because if I was God, I like, I'll be one of the finest, sexiest man alive. And they said, yeah, God be
Big.
one of the. Look, see, people don't understand Lucifer. And look, what Lucifer used, glory, how beautiful he was. How was his beauty? Because people think angels were made like humans. No, an angel got five faces,
Mm-hmm.
and an angel may have 100 eyes, like a spider. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He made them distinction. That's why he said. He said, "At what time have I called any one of you angels my son?" That's why when they did what they did with the animals and everything else, and everything was so corrupt, they breeded giants, 6 fingers, 6 toes, and they
Mm-hmm.
started eating people and everything else because you were not supposed to mix. That's why I said iron does not mix with what?
Clay.
Clay. $6 million man. They're fusing iron with clay because
Mm-hmm.
say, what did we say? The song says, "Thou art the potter, and I am the what? The clay." And then $6 million man, they were fusing iron with what? Clay. You can't mix it together. See, because one has a soul. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the one is made by man. And you know, anything made by man is corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Off rip. Iron can't mix with clay. It won't stay together.
Hey, that's the example of what the statue give us.
Man, woo, ain't that powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that powerful? And
Mm-hmm.
see, yo, iron can be anything in your imagination that's other than God. Or should I say your clay? Because you, like I said, you not, and see, this is what Jesus was trying to point out. I'm trying to keep this thing in my ear. Hold on for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Jesus was trying to point out. He was like, which one of you have made any days? Which one of you have made any days down here? Hold on a minute.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I like how that I like how that scripture point out how that stone not come from cut from man's hand hit that statue on the foot part. It lets us know that the foundation is very, very, very iffy. Well, not really iffy because we know that that stone broke that foundation up. So it just shows the faultiness of mixing clay with iron. I like that part of the matter. You did. What's going on, man?
Family,
Um,
Hey,
what's good?
nothing much, man. Got the mongoose hanging out in here, man.
I see.
Yeah. I know you
Yeah.
I know you've been eating this information he been giving us up. I know you ready to chime in on some of.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Okay, okay,
What you believe and why you believe it. That's all.
yeah, yeah. You good, Mongo?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Conversation must be getting interesting because every time we talk about something that's very interesting, everything starts to mess up.
Yeah, don't it? Don't it?
And see, uh, Christ was saying, which one of you, when he was talking to the Pharisees and Sadducees, which one of you have made any days? And he was like, well, we're going by the law of Moses and we're going by this here. It was like, divorce was never granted. He said, not in the beginning. So you got your divorce because God willed it that, or he suffered that because of what Moses did. And and he already serving Moses. He said, but it's not like that in the beginning. Because you wrote decrees to divorce your wife when you felt like she was too old or you didn't want to be with her no more or whatever else. You use that as an occasion, then you went off and you married somebody else. He said, but divorce was never granted or anything like that. Because remember, man is made in the image of God, and man was made to live just as long as God. Now, I didn't say as long as God, I said just as long as God. Because God had to cut man days short because of sin and because of what he was into, and his imagination was wicked. And people don't understand free will. God wielded that and he made you free. And we're so deceived so much. We're thinking that this new pandemic and everything else that they want to shoot into our bodies and everything else, we think we're going to go back into a lifestyle where we have freedom. See, we don't know freedom, that God already has us free, and we don't know that the devil is still lining up everything else to put us and to keep us into bondage. See, you got to understand, and I'm quite sure you probably never thought about this here, Casey. After Christ came and Christ died and Christ went back up to heaven and everything else, there was nothing else for the devil to do but destroy. I couldn't stop the first coming of Christ. That's why I said when I come the second time, he said, I'm kicking behind. You see what I'm saying? So he know he's coming. So now he has to get his army ready because the angels cannot create other angels. Ain't that deep?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He can't create other angels. So I got to use man so he can make me invincible angels called machines. And I get spirits that'll dwell in them and possess them. And that's his army. Man, I ain't even gonna charge you for this school lesson right here, boy.
I hope not, man. I hope not. I don't think I can afford this one.
That's why the 200 million person army has to be built, because Lucifer can't create angels. He has to get man to do his dirty work. So you got the demonic army along with the humans. You understand what I'm saying? Because iron cannot mix with clay. Not gonna make it. And you seen all the problems that they had when they made the $60 million man. You know what I'm saying? That didn't stop heart disease. That didn't stop him from aging. Aging even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
His body part was still getting old, while the mechanical part was getting rusty. Because remember, Lucifer is trying to be like God. He's trying to create what they call a superhuman. Anytime you hear anything that's superhuman, you're talking demons. Because everything is taken from the Bible. Because the only person or should I say, some of the only people that were of a level that was higher than man, um, really was the only one person. That's Christ. So that's the only person, but he was made a little lower than an angel, but he dwelled and he has all power over. Now, there are many heroes. I don't like calling people heroes because those are dinga, but there are many champions of the Bible, which a lot of people don't talk about. Like Enoch, and they talk about other kings and everything else. And you really don't hear nothing really about Melchizedek. And if you could understand Melchizedek and how powerful he was the king of Salem.
King of Peace.
And, right. And see, remember, that's the order that Christ is coming after Melchizedek, who had no beginning, no end, no mother, no father. So you got to go a little bit deep in that and find out and Melchizedek was a high priest. He was nothing to play with. And see, people don't understand priests and judges. Samson was a judge. And anytime you got a judge and a high priest, you got power. Because they represent the what? The king. And they have the king's anointing. And they have the king's what? Ear. Ain't that
Right.
powerful?
Right.
Ooh, man, come on.
Right.
Oh man, this is good teaching right here. I'm gonna write that down. They
Hey,
got
keep,
the
hey,
king.
keep, hey. Hopefully, the people can understand where you're coming from with this. You know what I mean? I'm definitely following you. We got brothers like Brother Bree right here up under you. You know what I'm saying? He probably ain't really subscribing to what you're saying right now. You still haven't convinced this man that
You
there's
know
a
what? You check this out. Check this out. I ain't got time to convince nobody because time is running out. You understand what I'm saying? You don't
yeah.
pick up. You don't pick up. You don't repent for your sins. That's your soul. That ain't mine.
Mm-hmm.
My prayer to you, I ain't got time to convince you about nothing because you
Yeah.
cannot go. You can't make not one day. You can. Matter of fact, you can't even go back in time. So if you can go back in time and you can't go into the future, you see what I'm saying? Because see, when Christ came back, he was such supernatural and God indulged him because God, he didn't even glorify him yet. That's why he told Thomas, he said, you can't touch me. He said, no, 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 no. He said, I have not been glorified by my Father yet. And see, that's when they was up there in the upper room and everything else. And and Christ was coming through the walls and everything else because he had another body. See, you don't understand. You're going to take your spirit man out of this body and you're going to be placed into another body, or you're going to have this body which you're transformed in, and you're going to let Lucifer with all these shots transform your blood. That's why he said they are none of mine. Why? Because they don't have the same blood type that they were created with. They have been what? Altered. They have become hybrid. They have become mixed blood. So anytime you take a human and you mix it with an animal, or you mix it with anything else that other than what God has created, it becomes a hybrid. It is not 100% human.
Mm.
And God will have mercy on who he will. That's what he said. Then what he said? He said, I'll have mercy on who I have mercy on. And I'll curse whoever I want to curse. I'm God. I'm sovereign.
So dig, Mongoose. You saying that this jabber is a alteration of the blood? That's what
Most
it leads
definitely.
to.
Most definitely. Because it's changing your DNA cell. Read up on it. You don't have to believe me. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to prove nothing to you.
Hey,
You
I
can go
know
right there and
about
read
it already. I
it.
know
Right,
about it
right.
already.
That's what I'm saying. People, that's what I'm trying to, for those who are listening, those who don't want to believe it. You see what I'm saying? Why did you want me to say that y'all, the white Christians, and when I say white folks, I'm talking about those in power. Okay, we talking about principalities. We talking about the principalities came over there, took us from our country, from our land, our original land, brought us over here into the West, gave us slavery for 300-400 years, killed us, raped us, put all type of diseases in our body and everything else, crack cocaine, herpes, AIDS, gonorrhea, you know what I'm saying? Homosexuality. You did all this stuff to destroy the black mankind, and did you want me to believe that you got a cure for what they call the coronavirus and you want to save my life? What did we discuss before? I'm a diabetic. So you mean I'm gonna be saved from coronavirus, but I'm still gonna die of sugar diabetes? You can't stop diabetes? What the hell do I care about coronavirus?
Dig that.
You can't stop me from having a heart attack or a stroke. Why? Where? Where? And I keep telling, just like I told the gentleman, the security guard at the at one of the truck stops today, when I told him about the coronavirus and everything else. I told her, I said, name me one prostitute that they reported that died of coronavirus. I said, I'll wait.
Mm.
Name me one prostitute. I said, better yet, I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to Google the Bunny Ranch that's in Las Vegas, Nevada, and look and see when did they close the Bunny Ranch down.
Mm. Hey, I'm gonna ask you, did they close it down?
Not that I heard of.
Mm.
And you know about the Bunny Ranch? Because remember, they made a series out of it.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Like in my horn dog days. I
Right,
remember.
right. So, tell me when did they close the Bunny Ranch now? And see, if you've never been to Vegas, I've been to Vegas twice. See, they give flyers out to you when you walk down the street and everything else. Because prostitution is legal in Las Vegas. Now, I know you knew that, right?
Yeah. No
Yeah, it's legal.
That's
If
what
you,
a
like I
ranch
said,
is.
yeah. If you've never been to Vegas, I had ball. I had fun. But it's not a place for you to go if you faded hard. You see what I'm saying? You know, because they said what's in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Because they call it Sin City. What they call California Sin City. No, Las
No.
Vegas,
That's
Nevada.
Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas,
Vegas.
Nevada. They call LA the city of angels.
Right.
Hell's Angels. Right. But Sin City, man, please. Man, man, you talking about wicked?
Mm-hmm.
You can get out there and not be found.
Mm-hmm.
You get mixed up in the wrong crowd.
I can imagine.
But you know who controls the money out there? You know how Las Vegas was built, right?
What? My money /
Say it again.
government.
Well, part of it, but you know how Jimmy. That's why Jimmy Hoffa is so famous.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Las Vegas was built by Bugsy Siegel.
That's what they say.
Right, what they say, right. And Bugsy Siegel was taking the money from the UAW. So again, Henry Ford and the rest of the big wigs that was in all the plants, they was channeling their dirty money. You see what I'm saying? So they came up with this idea to create Las Vegas. See, the whole perception of the gangsters and Al Capone and Dons and stuff like that, all of that was made up by the Jews. All of that was made up. Well, how can you say all that was made up? I say it's made up because they glorified it. Because I don't care whatever you do, you can't do nothing unless you go to a bank. And a bank has control of the land. Am I lying?
Mm-hmm.
And who owns the banks? The who? The Jews. Somebody write me up if I'm wrong.
You on point, brother.
Follow the money. So all of that stuff is made up because we don't control nothing. But we're so happy to get we don't even get a piece of the pie. We get biscuits and bones, bones and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we get.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm a backslide, because when the dogs sit down, backslide means like when a mule. That's what they call the stubborn mule, because a mule, when you don't feel like doing anything, he sits. and his back slid backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's what they call it, backsliding.
Mm.
And you can't get that mule to move. You see what I'm saying? They stuck in the mud. They stuck in their ways. And then, come on, old stubborn mule, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how some people are. When they backslide and everything, 'cause they get comfortable. They love being there. And I know you heard the old adage, you know, that old dog is sitting over there. He's sitting on a nail. He's laying down there on the nail. You hear him moaning. You hear him groaning and moaning. But I guess it ain't hurting him enough where he'll get up and move. You know, we'll bitch about everything, hurt and groan, but we ain't gonna move or try to lift a finger to try to make ourselves or our life or our situation even better. We can complain about it. We good at complaining, but you know we don't do nothing about it. Same as with salvation. Here you have an open book. Tell me anything that my Bible said that has not happened as of yet.
I'm still
Every
waiting on that intel.
right. Man, I'm telling you, because again, I told you, you already know how long I've been home. I've been homeless, like I told you, almost 5 years. I remember I told you I had to apologize to God because I thought that was one of the most dirtiest things that could ever happen because that's something that I didn't want to happen, you know. And I thought, okay, well, I'm out here, I'm sleeping in my car and everything else. Remember, it's going back to 5 years. It's going back to 2017. I ain't had a house in 20 since 2017. And look and lo and behold, 3 years later in 2020, when everything got shut down, and I had to apologize to him. See, because I didn't know he was getting me ready, he was getting me prepared for what was going to happen. Because right now, the way this pandemic is, when it first hit, they didn't even want you to be in the same house with your wife. They didn't want you to be in the same house with your kids. If grandma got sick, you supposed to run and tell the police so they can come and get her up out of there. And I didn't know everybody was going to lose their home because remember, everybody stopped going to work. But those bills don't stop hitting the back of your head. You feel me? You know, I ain't been to work 14 days. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. We still get rent, light, gas, taxes, child support to pay. Put the whole world into a pandemic. And when I saw all of that happen, I took on the selfish that because I had to apologize. And I was like, you didn't have to do all that for me, but I didn't know it was going to happen here with the group that I'm in because we've been preaching that's what was going to happen. That the government's going to shut that Donald Trump was going to shut the government down. We knew Donald Trump was going to do it, but we just didn't know it was going to be worldwide, and that was the shock to us that it was so worldwide. And that's to say, this is one of the most beautiful times to be living, to see Bible prophecy come from the pages, to see the word walk among the living and the dead. Because when they shut everything down, they shut the especially all the football games and everything down. But one thing they did not shut down, which I keep trying to tell you, which I know is phony, but it'll show you where they got your mind at. Name me one prostitution house that they shut down.
Or oh yeah,
Or liquor store.
yeah. Well,
Name me one.
they shut down some liquor stores, but the majority of the liquor stores are still open,
Exactly. Exactly.
and gas stations.
Yep. And they still selling cigarettes. Now this is respiratory disease.
Mm-hmm.
Cigarettes. Now I don't know. Did I tell you that the guy hit the pipe in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you the guy hit the pipe in the warehouse. And what did I tell you? He did about $100,000 worth of damage, but it didn't get to the what? To the tobacco, right?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
It
So
didn't affect it. It didn't get to the tobacco all at
right,
once.
right. Because that's their money. Tobacco is money. That's unfortunate. You can lose everything else, but when it comes to that tobacco, blam, 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 you can make all that up. So, and that's another reason why they canceled the day, because my man hit the pipe and everything else. So I guess whoever the big wigs were, came in, did the assessment. Plus that storm is supposed to hit tonight. So they sent the email out. I go back in probably, I think Sunday night or whatever. I think they're waiting for the storm to pass. Want to see what was going to happen or do whatever else.
So how that storm supposed to affect Georgia?
But it's supposed to hit down here, because they're looking at the way it's supposed to travel. It may hit, it may not. It's supposed to be ice and everything else, but I don't see anything. I'm like that. That's just like them trying to predict the weather.
Right.
Right. Okay. Trying to
Right.
predict the weather. Okay, we understand that. And that's like them trying to predict and say that Washington would never be ran over. White folks would never do that. Man, y'all the main people that destroy things. So they said it was supposed to hit and everything else. So, the big wigs, they look at the cost of money and everything else, then they make their decisions, and we already know anything that comes down, it has to come from headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I'm just a temp service, you know what I'm saying? And, well, we know, well, you be glad when you come aboard? No, 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 no. I said, if anything, I want to go back home. Well, where's your home at? McLean Foods. And so what I tell them, like, oh, McLean. Oh, okay, all right. Because McLean is like the McLean is like the champion. Working for McLean is like working for the big three at the same time. You work for Ford, Chrysler, and GM, and you remember American Motors?
Yeah.
Yeah, you working for all of them. You at the same time. So when you mention McLean Foods, because it's owned by Warren Buffett, you know who Warren Buffett is, right?
That name sounds familiar.
Oh man, Warren Buffett is like, well, they keep it. Well, he's one of the other people who say one of the richest mans in the world. Um, um, Matter of fact, when we get off and everything else, you can look up Warren Buffett and LeBron James, and you'll see how much Warren Buffett schooled LeBron as far as investments and everything is concerned. Because Berkshire Hathaway is his holding. And matter of fact, they said he stepped down. He's supposed to be stepping down the beginning of this year. And a lot of CEOs are stepping down from their positions
I know
because
that
of
Buffett
who?
sound familiar.
Yeah, because of who? The Antichrist is coming. They got to give their power to the beast.
Absolutely.
So here you have one of the richest men that I know, uh, which is Warren Buffett, and that's what I worked for. Because remember the 401k that he was given in McLean was 2 to 1. So every dollar you put in, he was giving you two in the 401k. That's how rich and powerful he is. Now, you can't bet. And remember, I tell people I'm retired from McLean. You got nothing on my record. Nothing where I got fired or whatever. If I did get fired, been so long ago. I just got fired, but I ain't worried about that. I said because you go back and look at my history, it says retired. I said now a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people cannot say that. A lot of people can't say that or see that to the end. But I can say that, and I can say that proudly. The reason why I said that proudly is I remember when the preacher prophesied to me and told me what was coming, and everything that any prophet has ever told me. It was always somebody I've never seen before. And it was always somebody that didn't know me. I didn't know them. And it was always somebody who came to me and told me. I didn't ask them no questions. I didn't ask them, well, what about this and everything? They told me what was going on. They told me about, you see what I'm saying? That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. I'm like, I'm like, who you talk? I'm talking to you. Talking to me for what? What I do? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, oh man,
Yeah.
he put me out here on the front. What's wrong? Like, you can't do nothing but repent. And to be that blessed, where, man, I'm telling you, being isolated, and I didn't know that this was going to be the way of life, and getting to know God, to know who He is. And honestly, I can honestly, from the bottom of my heart, say without conviction, true recognition, the only conviction is going to be into me, that God really does love us. I know that for a fact. So when I come up against people who keep wanting to put this blame out here, well, I'm God or you God, I come to the subconscious of the mind. Well, who created the subconscious of your mind? Who started you to think? When did that happen? I keep putting things out there. You keep telling me this here, and I keep going to the utmost inner parts, in the depths where you can't even touch. Who put your mind together? And if Lucifer was so powerful and these angels were so powerful, you gonna sit there and tell me they couldn't go and build their own world? No. You see, and people don't want to. They don't want to grasp that. They don't want
Yeah,
to
I mean,
grasp that because
it kind of messes up the
they
it kind
psychic.
of messes up the dream.
Right. I'm like, if your God is so powerful, even if you don't believe, because you don't believe it, that's fine. That's on you. I ain't here to convince you about nothing. But this I one day that I do know, as it is written, they said the fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Yeah, the scripture do say that.
He said the fool. And why you call him a fool? So when did you create yourself? Now you got to come up with all these excuses. Oh, it was written, it was tampered with, it was this, it was that. I'm like, can you stop any negative thought coming into your mind? Yes or no?
But
No.
yeah, Mongoose, I totally agree with you.
Mhm.
But if Jesus Christ felt that way, he wouldn't have sent out the 72.
Right. Well, no. See, you got to understand. See, Jesus didn't stop no thoughts coming into his mind. He those thoughts came in. See, because he was tempted just like Adam. He says we was tempted just like we were. That's what the Bible says. Lucifer tempted him just like we were. So he brought all kind of thoughts into his mind. The thing about it is that he did not succumb to it. And see, you got to understand Lucifer and you got to understand Satan, which are two different entities who became one of the three, which is Satan, Lucifer, and the devil. Because remember, Satan is nothing but a title, like Quick Trip, those are titles. But the way that you act on this, like you go on your computer, when I tell you to send me your link don't come alive until I click on it. You understand? So once I click on it and it opens up, and that's what she did when she went into that Google tree, went to that Play Store, because God said, come down here in the man. He said, what? My children are all, what did he tell Moses? He said, get you down quickly. He said, for my children are at what? Play. Ain't that what he said at the Ten Commandments? Isn't that what he told Moses? He said, get you down there quickly. For my children are at what? Play. And what was they doing? They built the calf, a golden calf, worshiped the calf, started having sex all around the calf and everything else. Said, this is our God that brought us out of Egypt. Because he was up there talking to God.
Say he took too long, huh?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter what's going on, anytime the adults are away, the children will play. Isn't that what they say? The adults
Yes,
are away,
sir.
the children will play. Yeah. So he said, my spirit will not strive with man, because man will always be at play. And that's why he was so, which I believe he was mad at Adam, because like it is written, he gave Adam power over everything he created. And Adam didn't check his wife. And Adam didn't check that serpent, that seed.
Well, I kind of think it was more about Adam's attitude after the situation, because Adam basically blamed the wife and blamed God.
Exactly. Right. He said, the woman you gave me, oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Before all of this came, there was only me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Before all this came about, there was only me and you. You know me, Adam, just like Lucifer. Lucifer knows it. You know me. And see, that's the thing. Gave it to you, you didn't respect it, or you took it away. I'd send somebody else to get it back because it was stolen. That's why he wouldn't let him go into the sea of forgiveness to forget the wrong he did. He said, no. You're going to remember everything you did. That's why he doesn't wipe our memory out or anything like that. Because everything that is done for a reason, done for a lesson.
Every time.
Whether we understand it or not. Now, do I like it? Do I like the way things went and everything else? Man, no. Because I then people ask, well, if you could die, you can go back. What would you change? And my conclusion that I came to, my personal, I wouldn't change nothing, because I'll mess it all up. You see what I'm saying?
Stay out of it.
Yeah, I'll stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do something. I'll mess it all up. For whatever, I wish I would have went this here route and everything else. No, especially when you was talking about, the marriages and how people have been together and everything else. That in itself, because I'll take this here to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
As my wife, because you already know what you know. I don't know if everybody else know.
No. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No. Everybody else don't know that. We'll educate.
No. I ain't got no problems with it.
I know.
No.
I know.
Right. I ain't got no problems with it, because, like I said, my wife was given to me. That is not hidden. Right. That's not right.
It just
That
ain't
is
no
not
good
hidden.
time to
Right.
present that.
Oh, look. You was talking about marriage. This to me, this is a beautiful time, because I'm talking about my wife. Notice I never said my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
This is my wife I'm talking about. My
I
wife was
know,
given
but I had to. We had to talk to each other off of here.
Right. But you see, people don't understand.
I'm well aware of what you about to get into.
Right. No, not really. See, because people who don't understand the institution of marriage,
mm-hmm.
they don't understand the institution of a family.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because even though, remember, I asked these questions that a lot of people couldn't answer. How old was Adam when Adam was created? And how old was Eve when God brought her forth?
Mm-hmm.
You can't even, a lot of people can't answer that question. Do you want to sit them down tonight?
Well, see, what you got to understand first, a lot of people don't subscribe to the validation of Adam. See,
see now, validation of Adam. Well, how did you get here? Who created you?
See, that's where I'm talking about right there.
Right.
See, we got to get to that part first before we can even enter. We still ain't.
We can't even get to the part, because God said to Jeremiah, He said, before I formed you in the womb, He said, I knew you. So what does that tell you? That's saying God already thought about you, already had a plan for you, even before you was even formed into the womb.
Mm-hmm.
So did you create yourself? You talking about you a God? Do you remember being a God?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember waking up one morning, nobody else was around you but you? Because God, He wrote it. He said,
well, see, brother, that was the whole purpose of Christ coming here, because See, people were programmed to think that what we talking about right now is fairy tale. And
Yeah,
so
but how
that's
they gonna?
why,
Okay, how they gonna call that fairy tale? But they believe everything else.
that's my point.
Right, right, right.
That's why
So,
we
so, so
gotta
that because
build.
they're
That's why we
blinded.
gotta
They're
build
blind.
a
Right,
common. We gotta
right.
build
They're
a
blinded.
common
Right,
ground, and we gotta
right,
start
right.
from there.
No, no. See, because I ain't got time to feed you slowly, sucking on the bottle. It's time to eat some meat, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Time is far fetched. I ain't got time to rock you.
Yeah,
You see, I ain't got no more time for that. If you
yeah,
can't see what's going on in this world right now, because you're thinking everything's gonna go back to normal, you don't even know what normal is.
right.
But my Bible spoke, he said, just as it was in the days of Noah, but you never asked how the days of Noah was.
Mm.
You're about to see the days of Noah,
See, but
and
it's
you're
kind
looking
of
at
like
them
what
now.
you. It's kind of like what you was talking about before. It ain't the fact that it ain't the fact that they don't believe. It's the fact that they don't want to believe. Because if they
Exactly.
believe it,
Right.
then here we go getting woke up out this dream.
And see. So therefore, I don't have no more time for people like that. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Don't sit and tell me my God is not real. You see what
No,
I'm
but
saying?
see,
You
that's
don't.
what. Hey,
Well,
but
see,
that's
no,
what the
no, no, no.
ministry
See,
is about, though.
well, see, well, we understand that. But don't sit there and tell me my God ain't real. You want to keep coming with the fact. You can't show me no proof, and I'm showing you everything that is written down that's coming true right now. Now,
Mm.
if I'm showing you truth from paper and the words that are spoken, you ain't showing me nothing.
Hmm. That's what it boiled down to.
Exactly. And I'm saying, okay, well, what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, I don't know. But in the Bible, they said, even before the Pharisees and Sadducees came to Christ, they said Christ already knew what they were thinking.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I'm telling people, man, let's be for real. You can't change your hair. And Christ said that. You can't change your hair, not one color. You can't change it from gray to white, white to black. But he showed, um, let me try to think. Who did he show? It wasn't Gideon. And it wasn't the general. It was one of the generals that told him to go. Naaman. And it wasn't Naaman. It
What
wasn't
you
Naaman
talking
because
about? What?
wasn't Naaman. Because he told him to put his hands in his bosom, his wife's hand. Trying to was it Enoch? He said, "Put your hand to your bosom." He put his hand to his bosom and he brung it out. It was leopard, because leprosy is when your
Oh
skin
yeah,
turns
yeah,
white.
yeah. I
Right.
know what you're
Then he
talking
put his
about.
hand back in. It was back into the it was back to same. See, but Elijah told Naaman to go wash 7 times in the River Jordan. And see, the River Jordan was the dirtiest river that there was. It was the River Jordan that covers everything else, and what they call it, filthy, whatever else. But Naaman was a general in the army. He was looking for some spectacular stuff to come down and God to send. I said, no, who are you? He said, if you
Mm.
want to be healed, let your faith heal you. And if you believe, so believe. All of that which is dirty, I'll make clean. Which is trying to say, is there anything too hard for God? God asked that question. That's what he told Zerubbabel.
Right.
He said, is there anything too hard for God? He said, ask me a sign. Zerubbabel said, no, I'm going to do this unless I tempt the Lord. He said, I'm going to give you a sign. He said, a virgin shall have a child. That's going to be your sign.
Mm.
That's going to be your sign. And then she calls his name what? Emmanuel. That means God's with us. And see, now you got all these hybrid babies and everything. There's a lot of these hybrid babies now. And a lot of these babies coming forth now, especially if those that took the jab and everything else, their blood is already mixed. And you see a lot of these babies, they got like dark eyes. You can't see their eyes. It's all black.
Yeah,
And
soulless.
yeah, they're
Soul.
cut. And see,
You
people
talking
don't
about them
understand.
designer babies?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
People don't understand. And this is where people keep missing out. And I'm so glad that God had me a chance to hear this here.
Mm-hmm.
That Jesus Christ was talking at the age of 3. Just like Moses. Moses said the things that I was telling people at the age of 3, so all the stuff that I knew and the wisdom and everything else. That's why death couldn't take Moses. And God had to come down and take Moses himself. Or God had to send his angel down. And he fought over the body of Moses and everything else. Because Moses refused to die. Because he already told Moses he's not going to go into the promised land. Because he disobeyed. Now, you know why he didn't go into the promised land, right?
He took credit on something, didn't he? Didn't he?
No.
Didn't he complain about something or something like that?
Nope. He disobeyed God.
Like, what did he do?
He instead of hitting Alexis, he's supposed to speak to Alexis. Because remember, God had everything first. Because they was in the wilderness. He said,
right?
No, right. No. We're talking about the water when they were in the desert.
And
he said, go to the rock. He said, hit the rock, and the water will come out. So he did that. He hit the rock. Just like when you go and you hit your TV and everything else, you had to come up right? This time he said, speak to the rock. And out of spite, he said, I should speak to the rock and this is burn water. He said, no, I ain't gonna do that. So he mocked God and he hit it. And he said, you know what? Because you did that.
I'm gonna go back. I probably missed that, man. I'm gonna go back.
You missed it. He smoked the rock. And when he hit the rock and everything, the water came out and everything else. Didn't say it wasn't gonna happen. But he said, you won't enter into my rest. And Moses begged him. Moses tried, like, can you see? Moses tried to bargain with him. God said, he said, I swear by nobody, I swear by myself, and I'm not gonna go against myself. You are not gonna enter into my land. He said, I'll let you see it. But only 2 people out of the original Hebrews that left Egypt went into the promised land. And that was Caleb and who?
Joshua.
Joshua, right. Only 2. Of the original. Everybody else got wiped out in the desert. Because they was complaining. They was murmuring. You know how black folks are.
Building statues.
Right. All kind of stuff.
Wow.
After all that, only 2. Moses was God's friend. He said, I called Moses. He said, well, I not tell my friend.
Oh man, what happened to Bree, man? I think you scared Bree off Mongo.
No, I hope I didn't. I hope he got something good.
You know, Breezer usually has some contrast for this subject. I was waiting on him to.
No, man. Unless we was talking too much, we didn't hear him.
No. Oh, he know how to make himself heard.
All right, copy that.
He got a nice, strong mic over there.
Oh, most definitely. But I hope
hopefully you ain't chased him off, Mongo.
Nah, they don't want to chase nobody off. You know, we telling facts and we telling stories. You know, I telling stories that's real. I ain't got to make up nothing.
Yeah, we only deal in the actual factual, man. We don't deal with all of the other stuff, man.
And I'm
so motivated and feeling so nice that you had the opportunity to come through and chill with me for a second, man.
Oh, most definitely. I want you and yours to be blessed and be blessed at all times.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're dealing with me. See, because I got to change the way that I think. And what's the way that I think?
Oh, hey, you ain't by yourself, brother.
Right. What's the way that I think? I think, okay. Nah, that's why I say I'll leave it alone. I ain't gonna change nothing. Because what I think is not your thinking.
Well, you know, all of us different, but we.
I'm talking to God. I'm saying, you know, that's why I let it. Right. I'm talking to God. I'm like, let His ways be my ways. Because our ways always mess up.
Man.
Our ways always mess up.
Man. I couldn't have said that no better.
And I'm telling you, because a lot of people, like, you know, they don't know that I'm homeless. They'll look at me, oh, you what? Oh man, you ain't that, you ain't this, you ain't that. Man, I'm like, I may be without brick and mortar. That doesn't make a home. You see what I'm saying? There's a place where you lay your head down and everything else. I said, but my God
you let that out the bag, Mongoose, because I told them, you know, I told them one of my people was, and I let them know it's by choice. And that's like
No. I didn't have no choice in this. You understand? I said I never wanted this. You understand? I thought that was the most cruelest thing that could ever happen. But he's doing this for me because I didn't know this pandemic was coming. Where
right,
you weren't going to be in the house anyway.
right,
And we got to remember, I was never really at home for 20 something years because I've been on the road.
right. You've been
But I
on
never had a place that I had a brick and mortar. I didn't have a brick and mortar because I stayed in some of the finest hotels. I worked for one of the number one. I worked for one of the top Fortune 500 companies, which is Berkshire Hathaway. I could stay at any hotel I wanted. So I didn't sleep on a lumpy mattress for 20 years. You hear me? I got up, walked down and ate breakfast for free, and I got paid for it. I got paid for what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for nothing. I didn't pay for room, board, clothes. I didn't have to pay for shoes. Nothing, because I gave him my bill every time I bought my new pair of shoes. You got your uniforms every year. So there was no going out there buying no. I didn't need that. Because I was on the mission. My mission was to take care of my family and to grow. But I could never plant anything because of what was beside me. Now, what was beside me that I couldn't plant and make it grow? Excuse me, because you know us men don't like to do anything that wastes time. Whatever we invest in, we want to see it grow. We have to see a return. That's why they call us hustlers. Because a hustler, whatever a hustler does, whatever he implants to do whatever else, he wants to see a return on it. You follow me?
Absolutely.
Right. So that's why when he did the parable and he took the talent from the man who had 3 talents, from the man who had 2 talents to the man who had 1 talent. And the one who had the 1 talent went and buried his talent. And when he came back, he said, okay, you took your 3 talents, you did this, you did that, bless you are, and I'm going to give you something to add with it. Even one with the 2 talent. But the one that had the 1 talent, he said, you didn't even take your talent and put it into the bank where I could have drawn interest from the borrowers, but you buried your talent, you backslid, you slid on it, and you stayed in your stubborn way. He said, cursed you are.
Didn't
And I'm
show
going
no
to take
type of appreciation for it, did
at
he?
all, right, at all, period. He said, I'm going to take the talent that you had and I won't give it to the one who had the 2 talent, but you, I'm going to take you and cast you into outer darkness. Because that's wicked. In other words, I gave you life and you did nothing with it. I gave you a chance
I'm
to.
glad you explained that like
Yeah.
that. Because that's like where I'm at right now in my life.
Right.
I'm trying to
So,
show some appreciation for
right.
these talents.
Right. So now you got to bring it to the woman. And you got to bring it to, ooh, my God, bring it to the church. And you got to bring it to my wife. Now, how we bring all that together? Because you got to bring it all the way down. Because you know how they used to do what this is the church. Do your hands like that, like you used to do in the elementary. This is the church. We made the steeple and stuff. You ever did that? This is the church. He said, here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door and what? Here's the people. The pregnant church. The church is always pregnant because the church has what? Children that it raises, such as Mother Earth, such as nature. But God has, just like He gave Adam, which is what? The seed to be planted. That's why they call him a husband man. And you call it husbandry because when you go and you dress a garden, you beautify a garden and everything else, you have to put work into it. And when you put your work into it, you plant your seed. You want it to grow. You want it to what? Multiply. So He gave man a commandment. Be fruitful in all that you do and multiply and replenish the earth. And you failed at that because you saw woman's glory greater than God, which
Mm-hmm.
was her hair, her beauty. And like I told other women, I was like, okay, well, women, if they get beautiful, then, especially them high yellow ones or whatever, they threw their finger up because others they do it you or at us, and they think they doing something against their man. How can you say you love God and every time you see me, you talking about you don't want to obey? That was Eve's problem. She never wanted to obey. That's why the punishment was did so severely to her. He said, in pain and labor, you're going to give birth. I'm going to stretch you out. I'm going to break your body down. It's going to hurt. And when it hurt and you heal yourself back up together, you're going to want to have another one. Do you know how bad that has to be? Did God change your mind like that to go through that pain and everything else? Off you say, okay, well, I'm about to go and give another one. See, but now you got the satanic part where Lucifer comes in at, and Lucifer defiles everything.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you have to do. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. The garden was already put down there. Man had to take care of it, till the ground, just like he has to do a woman. Then he has to make her ready. He has to plant the seed. Now you're supposed to protect any outside influence that may come in and corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he didn't do. He didn't check the snake. He didn't check. And see, everybody, that snake had legs. That snake, we definitely call him a dragon because that's all a dragon is. He could walk. And so you got to understand, they could talk. The trees talk. The rocks talk. What are you talking about? Everything talk. You ever saw Flagger Rock? That's what Flagger Rock was about. Flagger Rock was about the Garden of Eden. That's where they get Dr. Doolittle from, where you can talk to the animals and the animals talk back to him and everything else. Everything that God made was alive. Everything was of one language and one speech. So why couldn't these things talk? But there was no reason for them not to talk.
Mm.
Because everything God made was what? Alive. What did God made that was dead? He said, I'm a God of the living. So everything God made was living. If you can grasp your head around that.
Mm-hmm.
When he said everything was living. That's why he said, if you don't praise me, he said what? The trees will clap their hands. He said the rocks will cry out. And he said, step away from these people so I can destroy them. He said, I'll raise these rocks and they'll be called the children of Moses. Do you know how powerful that is?
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone ever really sit down and thought about that? That's why they got the song, I don't need no rocks to cry out for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't need no rock, no stone, no statue to cry out. That's why God said, you don't make to you any graven image.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make to you any likeness because everything God made was alive. What was the first thing that we took? We took graven image. Bow down these graven images. Do everything else. We're taught the wrong concept. But it's so hard for us to believe that what God made alive. Now we don't believe that God's going to come back and destroy this earth. We don't want to believe the stuff that's going on. You can't believe how you were even made. So how can you even step to me on any other type of subject?
Mm-hmm.
Your DNA is so complex. You don't even know how I got that way. I said, let me, and I tell people, and I love when I talk to people. I said, let me show you something. Why is every person on this earth fingerprint different than everybody else? How did that happen? Can't tell them. That knocks their mind out. You talking about you a God, you know everything. Explain that. I said, because my Bible said he made each one of us individually. That's why he's going to judge us individually.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my Bible said. I said, now I got the right, and I got so the word was made flesh. What's your excuse? That's why we believe. That's why we scared. Because we don't want to go through this your life, die, and find out that if we didn't do the right thing, then we got a price to pay for it. That's what comes down again. Let's bring this back to my wife, which is the Mother Earth, because we can't give life. I can only plant the seed in the ground that can give, that can nurture, that can sustain life. The one was to sustain, just like the church. The church sustains, but the church, like the earth. No, let's take it back. The church, unlike the earth, has many lovers. Just like Eve. Eve had many lovers. Because he wrote in the book of Hosea, you can read the first chapter of the book of Hosea. He told Hosea, he said, go marry this prostitute and name the child this. He said, now go marry the other prostitute and name the child this here. Because he married one for Israel, the other one for Judah. Because remember, Israel and Judah are broken up. That's why he said when you go to the two sticks, he said, bring the two sticks together, put them in my hand, they will be one stick. They will no longer be separate. Now you got to understand about the 10 kingdoms that went to the north and the other two that were mixed with 3 that went to the south. And the 3 that went to the south was Judah, Benjamin, mixed with what? Levi. Because the Levites had no land.
Yeah, because
Those were sold
they
into
was a
slavery. Right.
priestly tribe.
They were the priesthood, right? And see, the priesthood is just like when you go read the book of Daniel. No, go read the book of Ezekiel. And Ezekiel said, oh, I'm a man of unclean lips. And the angel had to go to the altar and pick up. The angel had to go to the altar, get the tongs from the altar to pick up the coal so he can place it on his lips, because he's a man of unclean lips, to make him pure. Now, let's go back to that. Can you imagine the word of God so powerful that not even the angel can touch it? An angel, now it doesn't say if he was a seraphim or a cherubim or what his position was, but it was one of the high archangels that was in the temple of God. That had to take the tongue from the altar to get the coal from the altar, which burns, because the coals are the prayers of the saints. And it had to be, it's so hot that it even burned up spirit. You know, that got to be some strong fire to burn up a spirit.
Yeah.
Can you think about that for a second? And he had to take the coals from the altar and put it on his lips to cleanse his ways, because he faced a man of unclean lips. Because what makes you, what the thoughts in your mind say, as a man thinks, so that he is. He said, I'm a man of unclean lips. He had to be clean, he had to be purged. Now, and because Adam didn't do or finish doing his part for whatever reason, because I'm glad I'm not Adam. I'm glad I wasn't there in the Garden of Eden. I'm glad I was not. I couldn't even tell you. I could not even imagine what they went through.
Well, see, the thing is, we're not escaping the trials that they had, that they experienced. We ain't still
We ain't
got to
experienced
do it ourselves.
no. We ain't experienced nothing of really what they have suspended. See, because you got to understand, there was no barrier. Lucifer was right there. The angels are right there.
And
So
he
you
still
had
right here,
what
right
they
now.
right. See, but they were in their true form.
Right.
Some of
But
them, right.
what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
they were in a perfect state, so they seen things that we can't see.
Right. But they fell from that. They fell from that. And see, you got to understand, man, which you probably don't know, and I know you don't know, because some of the things I've asked you, you don't know about. Man only stayed in the garden for 3 hours. That's why when Christ died, Christ hung from 3 to 6, or they say from 6 to 9, because man was only in the garden for 3 hours. And that's how God reclaimed the temple. That's how he gained everything back. Because when he asked the devil, who told, well, he didn't ask the devil nothing. He asked Adam, and then he asked Eve. And when he came to the
Now hold up. Now before I say what I'm about to say, let me ask you this. You got to get up at 3.
no, I told you.
Okay, so that's tomorrow. The
Yeah,
day. Okay,
yeah.
well listen. I want to
The day
have.
Saturday. The day Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, day Saturday. Going into Sunday, right?
Yeah, going on the Sunday.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
Sunday. So,
you
yeah, I'll
gotta
be
get
there.
up
Yeah,
at 3.
yeah. They cancel that out. They cancel that out because of storm.
Okay, well listen. Let me end this live. I want to talk to you about what you just said right there. Can you get together some can you get together in the next hour or two? Can you get together some information for me to break down this 3 hours in the garden, because I got some information that says different.
Yeah.
And I find that what you just said, that's my first time ever hearing that, brother.
Oh, there was. Oh man, I'll
I'm
send you right to
definitely
the site.
interested in you.
That's why.
I'm
That's why
definitely
Christ hung.
interested in you
Okay,
breaking that one
right,
down
right,
for me.
right. Because that's why Christ hung for. He hung for 3 hours.
Yeah, I got that part, but the
Right.
part about Adam, now that one right there is intriguing.
Yeah. He only stayed in the garden in 3 hours. They were only in the
Okay,
garden
yeah.
for 3 hours.
Now listen, hold on to that one right there, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to set up a live, and you about to see in the next couple minutes. I'm already on it. Christ Council, where you at, man?
Yeah, it's starting to rain now.
It's
You hear
starting
me?
to rain. Okay,
Yeah, it's
charge
starting
up
to
your
rain.
phone right quick, brother.
All
You
right,
gonna see when you look on there, you gonna see I set it up. Give me about a good 15 minutes, and I'm
all
gonna
right,
set up a nice little conversation for me and you for the nightcap.
all right.
That's cool.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, brother, for coming
all right.
through. Bree, you know I want you there already, bro. So make sure you there,
Most
man.
definitely, most definitely,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
most definitely.
Christ Council,
How's it
I'm
going, Bree?
man.
Cross Council, Bree, how y'all doing? Y'all all right?
What's up, Mongoose, baby?
Ain't nothing too much, nothing too much. Trying to stay alive, trying to survive.
I hear you, bro.
Oh, you doing that, brother? You doing that?
And, look, and trying not to drink they juice. I don't want they juice no more. They juice, boy. They juice is,
Yeah.
man, get you all kind of crooked out here.
Got them. They got them impurities off in there, man.
Man, I'm telling you.
You
Hey,
dig?
hey, but I heard how you've been taking care of yourself and everything else. I'm proud of you, man.
Absolutely, man.
Casey, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. That means,
Absolutely, man.
and see, that means you love me because you want to stay around. You don't want to kill yourself, with all them bad impurities and everything else.
No, yeah, you know we on that Christ. We on that
Right.
Christ
You want to live.
right now.
Right. If you want to live, you know what I'm saying? You got
We
to take
trying to
care of
live
yourself.
forever.
Take care, right.
The
Take
hell with
care
just living. We trying to live forever.
forever. Right. And we ain't
Yeah,
talking about down here.
you dig? But
And we
yeah,
ain't talking about
get it
down here.
ready, y'all. Get y'all devices ready. We about to do this, y'all.
All
About
right.
to do this 2 nights in a row, man. So y'all be looking out for the invitation. Peace, y'all. Peace and love, man. Y'all
All
be
right.
good.
Peace.
Y'all be safe till we meet up.
All right.
Peace.